Hey chat, how you doing? Hope you're having a beautiful morning, afternoon, night, whatever time zone you are in. I'm really tired because today was my video editing day, but I stayed up really late last night with the boyfriend, which means I woke up late today, and I only got to edit like maybe 2 of my streams, and I've been sitting on the couch all day in my little blankie, so I'm a little bit tired. But that's okay. The show must go on, we must get stuff done, and I miss you guys. So, my commission queue is currently clear. If anyone wants to fix that, you know, my commissions are open. But for now, I'm going to be working on this Christmas animatic short that I had actually roughed out back in 2021. So this script, this old animatic is about 4 years old. And I was originally planning to just polish it up and then upload a polished version, but the way I draw characters has changed so much between 2021 and now. Like, this is Siobhan. Siobhan doesn't look anything like this anymore. She is so completely different. And the proportions for how I draw characters' faces are also completely wrong. Like, look at this. This is what Caden looked like in 2021. This is his head is so big, his eyes are so huge, his cheeks, bro, like, oh my goodness. So, instead of just polishing up the existing animatic and all that, I decided that I was going to completely re-rough them, which has been a bit of a curse because it's a lot of work. So, that's what we're doing at the moment. I've finished all of Caden's new sketches, and so now I'm doing Haley's. I'm doing them all on separate layers just for my own sanity. But yeah, that's the vibe. That's what we're going to be doing today. Hello Fluttershy, hello Rogue. I will have that sippy real quick. I think my tea is still too hot, so it's going to be water for now. I have to close my water bottle every time I take a drink, because I'm the kind of person that always picks up my water bottle from the lid, because the lid's got a little handle on it, and there have been more times than I would like to admit where I go to pick up the bottle by the handle, but because it's not properly screwed in, the bottle falls over and there's water all over my desk. So I should keep it open for hydrates and stuff like that, but I literally can't, because then I make a huge mess everywhere. Ooh, you're playing Sonic Races? That's fucking huge, dude. I want to do another Sonic Races stream sometime soon. I really like playing that game with chat. I think it's super fun. Hi, finally put a stream. Hello, Crystal Bunny, welcome in. That's such a cute emote that you've got. I love that. Alright. We're just working on a Christmas animatic type thing that I want to get done this year. I don't know if it'll get done on time, but I'm gonna try my damnedest. So, I'm not tracing the bottom one because I want the face to kind of be in proportion with this new one in the background. I think we can make this a bit smaller. Alright, I think that's proportion, so now I can kind of play around with this. How far forward do we want her to lean? I feel like when she's talking, she should kind of lean back. Right, we'll keep her legs in the same position, but like the top part of her body is kind of gonna lean this way. Thanks. Oh, that is so cute. I love that. It'd be lit. Yeah. I just wish that I had pre-ordered it on the PlayStation. Or like that I had bought it on the PlayStation, because none of the stats that I had for when we did the open network test have carried over, because I'm playing it on Steam now through my partner's, what is it called? Friends and family thing? Library share, whatever it's called. I am just gonna copy paste the legs. And that's kind of gonna help me figure out what I want to do with the rest of her. It will kind of have her back. Maybe she should like fully rotate her body a little bit. Right? So she's facing that way and then she faces this way. Like a full-on twisty. Hi Cinder, how you doing? Welcome in. How are the vibes? How's everybody been? Super chill day today, but because it's been super chill, I'm super tired. Oh goodness. But you know, it is what it is. Keen for the weekend to come around. I say keen for the weekend to come around as if I'm not going to be working the weekend. I do have stuff that I need to get done over the weekend, but my weekend days are like really slow days. So it's like stuff will get done, but stuff will get done slowly. You know what I mean? I think that's too low. Yeah, her shirt stops like way up here. I don't know why I gave her a crop when I designed her, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Yo, stream streak, hell yeah. I'm not sure why they're doing the, like, promoting the stream streaks, but it is kind of fun to see. Sup? Hello! Welcome in! How you doing? We're having a super chill night tonight. Okay, so she points to the side in the old animatic because I didn't know how perspective worked. But now she's talking to Siobhan and she's supposed to be pointing like at the snow globe. So I'm thinking, let's turn off that reference. So her hand is gonna be like here. But if Siobhan is there, then would the finger kind of be like... I feel like I can work with that. Whoops. I've been spending way too much time in Toon Boom chat. That's my animation program. God, I've worked in it for like 3 months straight to try and get my animatic pilot, The Fairy's Tale, out. And The Fairy's Tale is done now. And I got to take a break from my animation program for a full 2 days. And then I hopped back into it to get this Christmas special out. And the worst part is I have to balance working on the Christmas special with making like really, really short animated reels for my other channel. And it's like, oh, I love this program, but like, yo, when 2026 starts, I'm probably gonna take a break from doing any sort of animated work. It's really fun, it just takes up so much time. Hello Skinner, how you doing? I'll put that there, 1, 2, 3. Oh, no. Alright, I'm gonna make this... I can probably fix it when I come to do the final line art, but... yeah, this looks really bad, actually. She's supposed to be... yeah, I don't like that. Give me that. So it kind of looks like... I'm gonna need a reference picture. I'm gonna need a reference picture. So it's like, she's pointing forward, but she's not fully pointing forward. She's pointing like... oh my god, turn on. She's pointing forward to the side, like this, you know? And I just need a good angle. Let's see. It's a very specific angle that I'm looking for. I could try and take a photo of my own hand. I do that sometimes. I don't even remember where I put my phone. Did I even bring my phone with me to my desk? I don't think I did. I think it's still sitting on the couch. Alright, I've got a couple of reference pictures that are close, but nothing that's like exact, so I'm gonna have to like photo bash them in my head. Dev Resi 4 intro music playing. I have a Resident Evil playlist on right now. Right now it's the save theme for from Resident Evil 4. But yeah, this is just a Resident Evil ambience playlist. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we put, so if the hand is like there, I'm gonna turn this off, it's gonna throw off my groove. Let's turn this and get rid of these. I feel like that's a bit too... No, it's not too short. There's something about it. That's like the general vibe. I reckon if we go... No, it still looks like she's pointing off to the side. I'm trying to get a very specific... She doesn't even have to be pointing. I could just change the hand pose. But I like the finger being like there. It could maybe bring the knuckles in about here. Right, put them kind of up here. I feel like there wouldn't be... I feel like this knuckle would kind of overlap the finger a little bit. Kind of like... almost like this. And then, realistically, yeah, you would have the end of the hand like there. Okay. I think it's coming together. Just pull that up. Like, not quite like that. Like this. There. And then if we really want to, I could throw her thumb in. Although, I don't know if it'll necessarily need to be there. I'm gonna bring this down a bit. Alright, I think that'll do for now. At least it looks like the angle is better than it was in the old one. Bring this like this. There we go. And then maybe even bring it down a bit. Where's the center? Right there. Okay, that'll work for now. I'd expect a Minecraft playlist from you. You know what? I honestly didn't think about it. The only thing I thought about was putting on my Sonic the Hedgehog lo-fi playlist that I always put on. But I need to stop putting that on because every time I put it on, I get, not a copyright claim, but like a section of the stream gets muted because there's one song in that entire playlist that's just like, no, you can't have that, and I always forget which one it is. So, I'm bold now. Who did that? Which one of you, oh, I saw it. Hi, Jake. Hello, welcome in. How you doing? Alright, so she's holding like a backpack. Yeah, but because I've changed the position of her body, you probably... She kind of... I mean... The strap would still be here. I mean, her hand would still be here. Hello, welcome in. How are you? Actually, no. It wouldn't come out. It would kind of be, like, pressed to her. If shoulder is there, then hand... Hang on. Shoulder won't be that high. Shoulder will be, like, here. Hand will be, like, here. And this will kind of just be pressed onto her body a little bit. Maybe even further in. You might not even fully see it. been thinking about it. I think I'm gonna start 2026 with some Minecraft streams. I remember I tried to do Minecraft streams a while ago. I don't remember what happened. It just didn't quite work out. I think at the start of 2026 we're gonna do some Minecraft playthroughs. Start the weekend pretty good, except for every muscle in my body hurting. Yeah, that sounds like a typical Jake. You started, what's it called? Going to the gym and shit, didn't you? Typical Jake. Now, it looks like her hand is kind of broken, and maybe it is. Because the thumb... Hold that comfortably. Hold that comfortably. Thumb needs to be behind here, so... And then you'll get like the actual hands here. It still doesn't look quite right. I'm looking at my own hand for a reference, but I can't look at it from the correct angle. I'm looking at it from like a botched angle. So thumb goes in the back, which means you'd get like the knuckles like here, because this is like a hand, and then you get the thumb there. There we go. It's not perfect, but this frame isn't going to be on screen for very long. Why can't I pick up the green? No, did I hop into the line art layer? Why did I do that? Everything on this layer. Get down. I'm putting them all on the underlay, that way I don't have to make too many layers. Because then I can just come onto the line art layer on top and then do the proper line art on top, so... It looks really weird. I think it's specifically this bit, but if I kind of tuck it in more like this, and maybe bring it up higher, I think the fact that the hand is so low compared to where her shoulder is what's making it look weird. Because if her shoulder is up there, then her hand's probably going to be like up here. There's thumb, there's elbow. It'll work. Right, now you can add in... Still no text. Oh no. It's because you knew it was coming. The universe was like, oh, wait a minute. Alright, sorry. I got a text from the partner and I just needed to read it. I'm gonna send him that crying emoji where it's just a single tear. And then he'll be like, oh no, what happened? Alright. So yeah, I had this animatic finished, not finished, I had the rough sketch of this animatic finished back in 2021. And my original idea was that I was gonna fully animate it because I'm sure I've talked about this on stream a handful of times before, but my graphic novel, Forget Me Not Aconite, wasn't actually supposed to be a graphic novel. I always intended for it to be an animated film, and the only reason I chose to make it a graphic novel instead is because I was studying interactive media at the time, and so I already had really big animation projects that were due for, like, class, and so I just didn't really have the ability to do all of those assignments and then also do, like, this big film project that I wanted to do. And not to mention, I was a little bit burned, because I had a not too great experience with a different animated passion project that I had. Someone who I thought I could trust, who I brought on board to take care of a lot of stuff for me, ended up not being that great. And people who are in the Discord server will know that now, 7 years after that project got defunct, that person went and deleted all of the files for that project, so that's great. So I was a little bit burned collaborating with people at that point, and I figured, well, a graphic novel, I can get my story out there, it won't take as long as full-on animation, so it won't take as much time. And then, like, the story can get out there and I don't have to collaborate with anybody, so I'll start off with this and then I'll build up to, like, a film. And then it just didn't happen. Instead of working on the film, I started working on the second graphic novel. Hi Prona, how you doing? Welcome in. I hope you're having a good time tonight. But yeah, I was like, yo, like, I just decided to make it a graphic novel instead because it was easier for my mental at the time. And in 2021, I had finished and released the graphic novel, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start teetering into animation stuff again, see what this project would look like if it was fully animated, and I did a couple of little shorts, and Christmas with Caden was supposed to be one of those, to kind of, one, to promote the graphic novel, but two, to test the waters and see what kind of animation style I wanted to go with, and then I just couldn't finish it on time. And the fact that the Christmas special never got finished on time, and it got stuck in animatic form, kind of put the whole turn my graphic novel into a film idea on the back burner. Up until now, I don't want to say too much, but I am in this, like, starting phase of adapting Forget-Me-Not Aconite into film. Very, very, very early phase, okay? Like, right now, it's still red string on a corkboard, so don't get too excited. But that's something that's gonna be happening soon, and I'm very excited about that. And so yeah, I was like, well, I spent all this time on the Fairy's Tale, I miss Forget-Me-Not, I miss this project so much, and then I remembered that I had this unfinished animatic, and I was like, oh, you know, I might just polish it up, we'll release, it'll still be an animatic when it's released, but it'll be like a polished up one. That's gonna be really fun. The only problem, though, is I didn't take into account the fact that I would have to basically redo the whole animatic from the ground up because my art style has changed so much since 2021. But you know, it is what it is. It'll just take me all month to get this done, that's all. I don't like this. I'm gonna move this down. And I think the cheek is also too high up. I'm gonna kind of bring it down just a smidge like this. Am I using green anyway right now? No. I always use different colors when I'm drawing new elements on Toon Boom, because then if I need to move any of the elements that I've just drawn, like, I can just select the entire color, if that makes sense. Like, I have this, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this black cursor on screen, if I tap, say, like, the red piece over here, it, like, selects all of the red lines. So yeah, whenever I draw a new element, I pick a different color, because then if I need to finesse it, it's like super, super easy to do. And then when I'm happy with how something looks, I just make it all the same color. Just can't remember how to draw her nose. I haven't drawn this character in so long. I haven't drawn any of them in so long. I've been too caught up in my other project. Ooh. Okay. I'm also gonna turn the air conditioning on. It was really cold on the couch, but up here it's a bit warm. Apparently it was like 28 degrees outside my apartment today. I'm like, oh, that sounds disgusting. There we go. I think the eye is a bit big. I think we want to just... There we go. Bring it like over here. The one thing I don't like about this character, Haley, is I can never decide how long her eyelashes are. Like, she does have a couple of rules to her design, all of my characters have a couple of rules to their design, but the one thing I was never able to nail is how long I want her eyelashes to be. Like, her wings, at least. Like, you'll see some drawings of her where they're just way bigger than usual, and then others where they're, like, non-existent. It's like, yo, girly pop, what happened? Although, to be fair, the kind of character this person, or the kind of person this character is, they probably would wear, like, fake eyelashes anyway. You know, really stupid in-law reason why her eyelashes keep changing shape. Alright, where is Siobhan in this, in context? Oh, that looks gross, actually. Hang on. You zoom out and you're like, ew, what is that? No, you're up too high. I see you. But now her eyes look really... Maybe I should make them both just a wee bit taller. There. Now, in context to all of this... Okay, she's gonna be like right there. Alright, that'll work for now. I went to the Pride Center again and got bullied in Uno. I'm only playing Uno with straights from now on. Chat, have I told you that no one wants to play Uno with me? Have I told you? Actually, I have two really, really funny Uno stories I think that you guys would appreciate. We'll go in chronological order. This first one happened when I was like in the 12th grade. I was at like a 3-day camp for high school, right? It was like the last really big hurrah for the seniors. So basically it was like breakfast time and I was sitting with like a group of girlies and the popular guys in the grade all had a table to themselves. They were playing Uno. Some of the popular girls were like sitting down with them, but they weren't really playing, they were watching. And so I asked them if I could play Uno with them, and they were like, oh yeah, cool. No, sorry, I didn't ask them. They invited my table over to see if we wanted to play Uno with them. And we were like, yeah, okay, cool, sure, why not? Let's go play some Uno. And so there was this one guy in the popular kids group, his name was Lucas. And I had never had a proper interaction with Lucas before, right? It's not like the popular guys were mean or anything, it's just, you know, we were in separate circles. They were actually all very nice. So I'd never had a proper conversation with this guy before. And we're playing around, it gets to his turn, and he picks up a card and then immediately puts it down, right? He picks up from the deck and then puts it down into the pile. And I paused the game, and I was like, hey, did you just pick up, put down? And he goes, well, yeah, I did. I didn't have any cards in my deck. And without skipping a beat, this man, who I had never ever spoken to before, I look him dead in the eyes, and I go, what are you, 5? I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I still remember the look of pure shock on his face, on his friends' faces, and he was like, oh, well no, that's like part of the rules, you pick up, put down, and I was like, yeah, if you're a preschooler, and at that point, his mates were doing the whole, like, ooh, like, you know, kind of making fun of him for it and shit, and then, we were kicked out of, like, the dining hall, and we had to go about the rest of our day, and I remember it didn't set in until way afterwards what I had done, and I was so embarrassed because again I'd never spoken to this guy before. I was so embarrassed. I didn't approach that group for the rest of the camp. Like, even though they invited like me and my group of friends to hang out with them again, I just didn't. I stayed away from him. And then I see you saying that I traumatized that man, but his gets great. So I was part of like a Christian high school, right? And so at the end of camp, we did this thing where we had to write our names on like an envelope and we hang them up, and then people who we were at camp with can write messages and leave messages in our envelope. And I got a note from this guy, from Lucas. And the note simply said, I don't even know if I still have it. It was like 8 years ago, so I don't think I do. But the note literally said, "Hey Silv, it was really nice getting to meet you. We should play Uno again sometime. Smiley face." And I was like, oh my god, I am embarrassed. Like, there's no way. That's ridiculous. Ain't no fucking way. Like, I think he realized that I realized that I was embarrassed and he was making fun of me for it, because so you turned him into a masochist. Okay, well, see, my friend had a theory that after that Uno encounter, Lucas might have developed a bit of a crush on me. And the only reason my friend thought that is because, like, I think it was like 7 or 8 months later when we're having our, like, senior formal, right? I went with my friends. I don't remember where I was going. I think I was leaving the building. I was going from inside the building to outside the building to, like, the little outdoor park area. And I remember being stopped dead in my tracks. And he walks in front of me and he goes, "Hey Silv, how you doing? What's going on? Man, you look beautiful tonight. Like, you look so great. Like, do you want to?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you look good too. Okay, I gotta go. Bye, Lucas." Because I was so tunnel vision on something. I don't even remember what I was tunnel vision on. But my friend saw that and he's like, "Dude, why did you stand up Lucas like that?" I'm like, "What do you mean? He was just, I had to go somewhere. He was in my way." And my friend was like, right, that's what happened. So yeah. You gave Shut up, chat. Shut up. I never saw him again when we graduated, so I'm sure he's out there playing Uno with other people to this day. I wonder if he even remembers that happened, honestly. I remember it because it was fucking embarrassing once I realized what I had done. Typical woman L! Jeez, okay, damn. You don't gotta be so mean about it. Alright, but I have 2 Uno stories, okay? That was the first one. The second one was when I was in uni, right? And I warned my friends. I was like, "Hey, just letting you guys know, I grew up in a family that takes Uno very, very seriously. And we have a very specific set of rules, and sometimes it is very difficult for me to break out of that. So, here is your warning. I take Uno very seriously." And my best friend at the time's partner, right? We'll call him Gil. Gil was like, "I bet, cool." And Gil was a D&D dungeon master, which means his favorite thing to do was press people's buttons, right? So he started playing around, trying to give me the shits while we were playing Uno. And because I was also, like, Gil's partner wasn't just my friend, I was also Gil's friend, so I picked up pretty quickly that he was trying to start shit. And so I was giving him what he wanted. I was getting angry and heated, but I was kind of playing it up because we both kind of knew what was going on. And my best friend at the time, bless her heart, right? She is super, super sensitive. She was super, super sweet, like, all this stuff. And she couldn't pick up on the fact that her boyfriend and I were, like, kind of playing into a bit, right? And so we were supposed to go to karaoke later that night after we played Uno. But there I am at the table literally screaming at her boyfriend, at Gil. And Gil's just trying not to laugh, but he's, like, actively combating me. Like, no, clearly, like, you're wrong. Like, I'm allowed to do this and blah, blah, blah. And the poor sweetheart, she left the room in tears. Absolute tears. And Gil, her boyfriend, and I both, neither of us noticed. Someone else left the room to chase after her, and when they asked her what was wrong, she started, like, absolutely bawling because she thought that me and her boyfriend weren't gonna be friends anymore, and that karaoke night was gonna be ruined, and she would have to choose between her best friend and her boyfriend, and we both had to leave the room and be like, "Oh my god, no, sweethearts, like, we're just playing it up for a bit. We're so sorry. We weren't actually mad at each other." It was hilarious. And the best part of that story is she is not in my life anymore or in that boyfriend's life anymore. And I just think that's so fun. Uno brings out the worst in me. It's so, but I love that game so much. I love it so fucking much, but no one wants to play with me because I'm scary. And I don't think I'm scary, but even my partner has said that when I start yelling, I get scary. And I haven't even yelled at him. He's heard me yelling at other people. And he goes, Silv, you're scary when you yell. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's my dad's fault because I'm South American. You got Uno on PC? Oh, maybe I do. Maybe I do. Hang on. I have to do art tonight, guys. But if I have Uno on my PC, that changes it. No, do I? Is that? No. Install and play Uno for free? What? Where? I've never seen this thing before. Reviewed? This feels like a scam. I don't want to do that. I'd play Uno with you in person. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I went on holiday with my family. I went to Uruguay in December of last year, which a lot of you guys might remember because I was away from streaming for like 3 weeks. And they bought this specific version of Uno. I can't remember what it was, but actually I bought it. I bought it. It's mine, so really I should go and get those cards off them. But I was really excited to play because my family is just as heated about Uno as I am. So I was like, oh cool, finally. Like, I really, really want to play Uno. No one ever plays Uno with me. Like, I'm so excited, my family's here, blah, 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 blah. And then there was, like, a specific rule in that game. I think it was, like, if you draw a 0 or a 7, then you have to swap your deck with someone. Or, like, no, if you draw a 7, if you put down a 7, you get to choose who to swap your deck with. If you put down a 0, then everyone has to rotate their decks. And I personally don't really like that rule. I feel like it takes away from some of the skill that comes with Uno. And I remember I asked my family, I was like, hey, can we play without that rule? That rule, like, I don't particularly like it. And they did it for me for one game. And then my dad got involved. And my dad basically was like, no, we're gonna play it like this. And if you don't want to play with that rule, then you don't get to play Uno. And so I basically, I didn't like the rule. So I just didn't play, like, for the entire 3 weeks that we were in Uruguay. I was so excited to finally have people to play Uno with, and they, like, were just like, no, you play it the way you don't want to play it, or you don't play, and so I just didn't play. I had to sit and watch them do it, and it was very sad, actually. And the thing is, everyone else was willing to accommodate. Everyone else was like, yeah, I don't mind, we can play without that. It was my dad. It was my dad that was like, nope, that's in the rule book, so if you don't want to play by that rule, then fuck off. And I was like, oh, okay. Fine. So I still haven't played Uno for a very long time. That rule is why we have the Uno movie? What do you mean, the Uno movie? What are you talking about? Is that real? Is the Uno movie a real thing? Wait, hang on. You guys are distracting me from my work. I have shit to get done. What is this? The Uno movie. What? Yo. It's simply a YouTube video of kids playing an online game of Uno. Oh, okay, so it's not like a real... Or is it this one? There's actually a couple of movies named Uno. Chat, help me out here. It is? Okay, is it by a channel called Let's Play? Let's Play, 2nd of December 2016, is that it? Ugh, it's the Uno app, like, thing. I don't like it. Uno, okay, chat, this might be a hot take. This might be a hot take. Uno, like, the company, does not know how to play Uno, the card game. Like, is that a hot take? Is that something that's, like, you know, rude, quote-unquote, of me to say? Because it's true. Fucking Hasbro doesn't know how to play Uno. You know they have Uno in Las Vegas. Oh, don't say that to me. Don't say that to me. I'm about to book a plane ticket, bro. Don't say that to me. I already have gambling issues. I don't have gambling issues. I'm just joking. But, like, I already love to gamble, and now you're like, but did you know you could gamble with Uno? Shit. I might have to go to LA. LA? Las Vegas. Sorry. I mix the two up in my head a lot because I'm not American. Wow, her hand looks tiny, bro. Need to fix that. Well, hands kind of flare out, so have it. Speaking of YouTube movies, when it's finally Twitch subathon time, I'm gonna be watching that Minecraft Civilization movie that everyone got super excited about a couple months ago. Vegas, baby. Look, if I can get rich playing Uno, I would love that. But then I'd have the same problem. No one would want to play Uno with me. Actually, is that even the right? I feel like instead of holding it... I feel like I'm gonna change the hand position. I think I'm gonna put the hand facing downwards like this. Because holding stuff like that is... Sorry, I'm like holding my hand out, trying to figure out which way would be the most comfortable to hold a bag. I think... Oh. I think maybe this way will be fine. But then if she does... Yeah, no. So the thumb won't be visible. There we go. Did I accidentally turn off the background music? I don't hear anything. No, I didn't. It's still going. Okay. Cool. My friend's partner said somehow I attract brats, and I thought he was full of it, but then at Uno today, a guy hit me with a +11! And I asked what I did to him to deserve that, and he said I made myself a target! I didn't do anything of the sort. Maybe you've just got one of those faces. Maybe you've just got one of those faces. Maybe you made yourself a target because you're just bad at Uno. Maybe. Maybe it's got nothing to do with attracting brats and everything to do with the fact that you just suck at Uno and they wanted to bully you. You're a Oh, it's not an art stream unless Jake gets absolutely bullied. That's fair, that's fair, that's fair. So I think that'll be okay. If it's not, then I'll just fix it later. I might make it a bit bigger. You're not okay, Skinner's got a point. Skinner's got a point, Jake. Have you got anything to say? At all? Any kind of defense? If I deny it, no one will believe me, so what's the point? Oh, you're such a defeatist. You're such a defeatist, Jake. That's boring. Alright, how did I draw her pants? Because I change how her pants look all the time as well. Okay. It's like... I'm fine with drawing my characters differently from piece to piece, but if their design changes in the middle of a video, I think that's just kind of silly. Hi Kyra, welcome in, how you doing? Jesus, I looked up at the chat for half a second, guys. Yo! I mean, to be fair, Jake, you did kind of bring this on yourself. You're the one who mentioned, brats. Oh my god, speaking of brats, I want to stream the PlayStation 2, like, Bratz doll games. Those are really fun. I liked them a lot as a kid. I think that'd be fun to stream. But I want to stream them with the boyfriend. Like, off stream, the boyfriend and I started playing that new Barbie game. The one where you, like, basically rebuild a park from, like, scratch. And it's really, really stupid, because every minigame is just the same minigame with different, like, textures. But it was also really funny. We haven't finished it, though. We need to finish it before it leaves Game Pass. You see why this project is gonna take me all month, chat? This is only the second still that I've worked on this stream, and it's not even finished yet. And we're already, like, God, how far in are we already? We're already almost an hour in. Ooh, breakfast sounds nice. I always like breakfast food. Even if it's not breakfast, breakfast food's pretty banging. Make this chunky. There we go. Had I become the bottom? You literally started it. This is literally the bed that you made. I don't know why you're complaining. You did this. Oh, now you're fighting it. Jake, I think it's a bit late for that, don't you? Look, there's nothing wrong with being a bottom, Jake. There's nothing wrong with it, okay? Just be who you are, okay? Don't be ashamed of it. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. We love and support you no matter what, okay? I'm gonna have a sip of my tea, 1 second. If it makes you feel any better, Jake. If it makes you feel any better. There was a time in university, right? My partner and I were dating at this point. And I don't remember why. But we were like sitting in a room with like some of our friends, and the concept of tops and bottoms came up. I don't remember why. It was a really weird thing for us to be talking about. If I'm being completely honest, at least one of the people in that room was sex pest, and at least like 3 of them were poly, so that checks out. But they were like talking about the concept of top and bottoms, and my boyfriend goes, "Oh yeah, I'm a top," like, you know, very very casually, like being part of the conversation, like, yeah, I'm a top, whatever. And I don't remember exactly what happened. My partner remembers in more detail because it's his favorite story to tell. Or one of his favorite stories to tell. But he casually says he's a top, and then, like, the people in the room just kind of look at me because they knew we were dating, and if he just casually admitted that he's a top, then that implies that I'm a bottom. And instead of participating in the conversation, I went beetroot red and, like, ran to the bathroom. And my boyfriend couldn't find me for a while because I just stormed out of the room. Like, I did not want to be part of this conversation. And I don't know why, but he just loves telling that story every now and again. I'm like, bro, why are you bullying me like this? But see, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Take it from me. The timeout, Hammer. I'm about to go against TOS. Shut up. Such bottom baby. Look, man, unlike Jake, I'm not here to deny anything. I know what I am. Bottom but not into tops? Okay, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. To each their own, you know? I'm trying to think if I've got anything else, like, embarrassing. It's kind of hard to think about because I graduated from uni, like, 5 years ago. In February next year, it'll be 6 years ago. It was only a 2-year course, and I did it immediately out of high school, so... Actually, it was supposed to be a 3-year course, but in the, like, I think 4 or 5 months where they expected you to take a break, I just did an extra semester. That's why it was 2 years for me. Otherwise, I would have been in uni during COVID, which I got so lucky. Take it from me! My immediate thought was that a bottom joke. No, but that would have been really funny. What's a verse? I've never heard of that before. I'm so out of touch with this. I learned these terms at an age that I should not have learned these terms. And as a result, now that I kind of, like, know what the base terms are, I've kind of distanced myself from that, like, kind of talk and kind of community for a while, so I'm, like, super out of touch. Oh, there's a difference now? Oh, that's... I mean, you know, things change all the time, it's whatever. What is this? What song is this? I can hear the piano. Why do I still have this stupid Uno movie open? Oh, this is Resident Evil 0. This is why I don't recognize this song. Okay. Oh, chat. I'm gonna make a thing in the Discord server, a poll in the Discord server when it's time, but for now, I just want to get, like, some early opinions, what people think. Again, there'll be a legitimate poll later on, but I just need to get people's opinions. So, my partner has expressed to me multiple times that he really, really wants, if it's possible, for the 1K subathon to be on a day that he can be a part of, because he misses the Saturday streams. He misses, like, playing games on stream and talking to you guys and stuff. But with his current work schedule, he can't really do it anymore. So he really wants, if it's available, to, like, do the subathon on a day that he can join us. So I'm planning to do that. But there's a list of a couple of things that the boyfriend and I want to stream together. And unfortunately, we can't just make the whole subathon the partner and I doing bullshit together. So, right now, your current options are, the boyfriend and I play through Resident Evil 5, we play through Resident Evil 0, or we start a Kingdom Hearts 2 run. Now the problem, I'm gonna say this before you guys vote, the problem with starting a Kingdom Hearts 2 run during the subathon is that if I start a Kingdom Hearts 2 run with the boyfriend, then I'm not going to want to continue it without him. And because of his work schedule, I don't know when we'll be able to pick up Kingdom Hearts 2 again after the subathon. So we might stream it for like 4 to 6 hours during the subathon, and you might not see it again for, like, I don't know, 2 months, 4 months, a year. I don't know when you'll see that game again. Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 0, we could realistically finish during the subathon. And there was one other thing, actually. I don't remember what the third thing was, but just letting you guys know, you guys are gonna get the chance to, like, kind of help the boyfriend and I pick what we're gonna do during the subathon, for the time that he's available. Is it just me, or is her head a bit big? Let me have a look on the... it's not that it's big, isn't it? It's a bit wide, I think. What is wrong with you? Really, pup? What about that? I think that is better. Yeah, I think. What's the look on your face? I just really quickly need to make sure that there's no audio for Toon Boom, because I need to hear the tone that this line is set in to decide if the expression changes or not. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna turn this off, I don't need this. R5 might be fun because I remember my two friends who played it and are non-stop yelling at each other. It's true. It's true. Oh, that was the other thing. Not Resi 0, Resi 6. But only the Jake and Cheryl side of Resi 6. If we have time, then we'll do some other Resi 6 stuff, but only the Jake and Cheryl plotline, because the Jake and Cheryl plotline in Resi 6 is the only plotline that the boyfriend and I have played before, and it's our favorite part of Resi 6. Like, if Resi 6 was just Jake and Cheryl, it would probably be one of my favorite Resi games, but alas. So those are your picks. I would love to do Resident Evil 5, because we've played it before. We played it on my PlayStation. But if we play it for stream, we're going to be playing it, like, on Steam, because there's some achievements that my partner can't get unless he's got a second player, so we're going to do that. And if we do it on PC, like on Steam, we're going to try and get some funky mods, like some cosmetic mods, to make it a little bit more funny. If I had the money, I would have loved to get like a Silv model and like the boyfriend's dragon model so that we could be in Resi 5, but I just don't have the money for that. One day though, one day, I would love to do something like that. At least it's not a race-a-thon. Ooh, what is a race-a-thon? I've never heard of that before. But yeah, we've got a bunch of things lined up. It's just a matter of making sure the people who want to be a part of it are available for it. Because there are people that are like, oh yeah, I definitely want to be a part of it. I want to do this activity with you, this, that, and the other. But like, if the time comes to plan a day and they're not available on that day, then it's just not gonna happen. I remembered the Master Chief clip. Yeah, basically, that's where we got the idea from, that clip. It's like, wait a minute, did you put mods in this? Like, no. That's the idea that we got. That's the idea that we got. That's where we got the idea from. God, there was something else I was supposed to say. Yeah, so I don't know if it's gonna happen. It depends on if the schedules line up, like I said. But also as part of the subathon, I want to get Henry back on stream. And I don't know if you guys remember, it was a couple of art streams ago, but Henry's boyfriend, Xavier, we, a very, very long time ago, watched the first season of RWBY together on stream, and we turned it into a drinking game. And Henry got absolutely smashed. And, like, not in a good way. Henry was not okay by the end of the stream. We watched the whole first season together. And for the subathon, both Henry and my boyfriend, more than anything, just want to watch RWBY Season 2, but, like, continue the drinking game rules. So if that lines up, that's gonna be really, really fun. If I can get enough of my friends available on the same day, then I want to do Modded Among Us as well. I've got a lot of ideas, chat, and I just want to talk about them. I don't know how many of them will actually come to fruition, because a lot of the fun ideas I have are collaborative ideas. But he's hoping that at least some of them pan out, because it's really, really fun when I get to do cool stuff with my friends. Streaming racing games. Ah, right. There's, oh my god, wait. I need to talk to Brent to see if this is still something that he wants to do. This is something that Brent and I brainstormed a while ago. If anyone remembers, for my 500 follower subathon, I did a collab with Brent where we played Sonic characters Smash or Pass. And Brent's not, like, really into that kind of stuff, so he really, really tried to get into a specific mindset to make it work, but he had a lot of fun. And so, our idea for, like, a sequel to that, quote-unquote sequel to that, would have been to have people submit their Sonic fan characters, and we play Smash or Pass with, like, fan characters. The only problem with that is, again, like, we would want people to submit characters. We wouldn't just go on Google Images and find random ones. And if we don't get enough submissions, then we can't really do a whole thing with that. But that would be really fun. Or like a tier list type thing instead. Because I know some people get really upset when their characters get passed in a Smash or Pass game, and we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, we just want to have a good time. Her ass is like right up in there, and this pose is like all wrong. 2021 Silv, what are you doing here? That's a fun shot. That's a fun shot. But this one, yo, girly pop. I think I get what I was doing. I think she was putting her bag down. But why do you need to bend like that to put your bag down? What am I gonna make her do instead? What does she say here? I don't even need that pose there. I can go straight from that one to this one. And we can just have it like implied that she dropped the bag. I don't think I need that extra pose in there. Where's your head? Oh, I shouldn't have drawn this in red. Drawn it in like green. I just want to get the general shape to look the same. I think I'm gonna go here. Why did Skinner make you boot up Valorant? Actually, where even is Skinner? What does she say? Oh. What does that have to do with Valorant? You already spend too much time in that game, Jake. I mean, granted, it's not League of Legends, but like, my goodness. This is wrong. Wrong. I think the cheek is also kind of wrong. We'll bring it in a bit more. No, yes you do. You're always on Valorant. I'm gonna call you out now. Everybody point and laugh at Jake. Spends too much time on Valorant. Oh wow, this looks gross. Alright, well now I'm gonna put it in position and I can finesse it a bit. As? Where's as? I heard as. Honestly, I would feel the same if I heard ass out of nowhere. Don't worry, it's gone, unfortunately. I think it might be back in a later shot, but for now, her ass is gone. I've removed it from the chat. Oh, actually, that reminds me, I keep forgetting to upload the new emotes. Do you guys want the new emotes now? Hang on. I'm gonna give you guys the 2 new emotes that we have. Only 2, because I haven't had time to make any more. Yeah. Where did I put them? They'll be in my Twitch folder. Emotes. Oh no, the photos are too large. Chat, my nose is too huge. Alright, it's okay. I can fix it. I can fix it. Upload this one, and upload this one. I'm gonna compress them for you. Alright, they're gonna take a hot second to compress, but they'll be done soon. They'll be ready soon. You guys can have the new emotes that we put in the Discord server a while ago. Why is your head so fucking bombini? Wait, is your head that bombini in this shot? Your head is not that bombini. What have you done? My Shayla! There we go, that's better. I was so worried for a second. Your head tiny, girl. Girl, your head baby. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I can have some new emotes. Downloads. I can have, let's do the nose one first. Sniffer. Sniffer. Perfect. Alright, you guys have the new sniffer emote, and you have the new arson emote. There you go. I don't know if you guys have to refresh the page or not. Let me quickly check. Yeah, you might need to refresh the page for them to come in. Let me see. There they are. Yep, you just gotta refresh and then they'll be in the next row. Sniffer and Arson. You got 2 new emotes, chat. Have fun. I was supposed to make a lot more. I was supposed to take a longer break from working on the Fairy's Tale so that I could spend more time making more emotes, but I realized if I took any more time, then the Christmas special wouldn't be ready on time, so you do what you gotta do. Alright, so, and what I've gotta do is kind of fix this up a little bit. That'll be next there. Let's do like a... I do kind of want to lean a little bit. We might bring it down a little bit, maybe a little further. And she's got a hunchback. She is kind of leaning forward, but not too much. Okay, does that line up with... No, it doesn't. You're gonna be kinda hunching, because like her shoulder's gonna come in. But there should also be like a little bit of a curve there. For like, whoops, for like her legs. That'll do, we can start with that. Oh my god, hi Kyoto, welcome! Nose too big? What do you mean? What do you mean nose no too big? Nose perfect size for sniffer. Oh no, it's not in OBS. I gotta go over here. This is the perfect sniffer nose. This is the perfect sniffer. Perfect sniffer right there. My partner came home from like a really long day of work. He was exhausted and I walk up to him and I go, do you want to see the emote I just drew? And it's at a really heavy sigh. He's like, yeah, show me. Because he knows if he says no, I'll get upset. And he walks over and he sees that emote on my screen and he just starts laughing. He's like, yeah, okay. That made my day, thank you. Hi Jericho, welcome in. Hope you like the new emotes. I'm gonna have more soon. Once I can finally... Once the Christmas with Caden short is done, I'm gonna spend whatever time is left in 2025 to like make some new emotes, make some new Twitch stuff. Have some cool fun stuff to start next year with. Nothing too crazy. I mostly just want to fill out the emote slots that I have. Maybe get some new, panels for like the about section. I've been meaning to do that shit for a long time and I just keep forgoing because other stuff keeps coming up. Do you guys like the Rocher emote? I feel like Jake would like it, all things considered. Actually, I think that's fine. She's so cute sometimes. I like Haley. Haley is so cute. It's a shame what happened to her at the end of book 1. That's all I can really say. Oh, she's so cute. It's a shame what happened to her. Put it like that. Baby girl. Now the thing is, Haley's got big tits. I don't know why, but every character I make that's supposed to be at least adjacent to the Manic Pixie Dream Girl trope, I always give them really big chests. Haley's got it, and Alita, the fairy princess from my other project, both have like really big, like top heavy designs. I remember with Alita's, I actually had to rein in her size because I designed it and I was like, oh my god, she's so cute, this is perfect. And then I realized that like the way I had designed it, it was literally from the front, she literally just looked like boobs and then butt. Like there was no torso, there was no like, there was no abdomen, there was nothing. And I was like, oh Jesus, what have I done? So I had to rein in her design back a little bit. Some nice milkers are fine. Yeah. There's one... hang on. I really like that Alita, my fairy princess, is like very well endowed because the middle of her design has a flower. So let me see if I've got like a picture of what I'm talking about. Oh no, I don't think I do. It only exists in like animated projects. Let me see if I can find one. Where's Nobilis? Is it in Animatics? No. Oh, finished. It'll be in here. Finished, Nobilis. What was the name? Baby. This one. I'm not proud of how her face looks in this shot. But let's be honest, no one is looking at her face in this shot. Let me quickly... Her face could have been drawn better, but like, when you guys see it, you'll know. No one's looking. Oh fuck, where is it? It's not on here. Okay, hang on. Where's window capture? I mean, display capture. No. Oh, here. Let's pop this here. There you go. There you go. Okay, cool. So, again, no one's looking at Girlie's face, right? Right? Can we agree no one's looking at her face in this shot, so it doesn't matter that her face is kind of ugly? Can we agree that that's something that's happening? This is why I love giving her big top heavy, because I can hide the I can kind of like put the flower in between them, and I was like, yes. I'm winning. Every day I get to draw a leader is a good day. Oh god. Damn, she fine. Yeah, she's fine. She's fine, dude. I'm allowed to say that because she's my character. Anyway, did I fix it? Yeah, I fixed it. I'm caught by the red hair. That's so true. Her hair is so red. But like, there's a law reason why her hair is that red, chat. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. And the law reason goes beyond, oh my god, because she's a fairy. Like trust. There's a law reason why her hair is so red. But yeah, both her and Haley, the character I'm drawing now, are very like top-heavy designs. And both of them have at least some element of their personality that's reminiscent of the Manic Pixie Dream Girl trope. I don't know why, my brain just automatically, you think of Manic Pixie Dream Girl and my brain automatically thinks huge tits. I don't know why. Am I complaining? No. I just thought I'd point that out. Oh no, am I doing it again? Wait. Okay, okay. I'm so sorry. You know what the worst part is, Swift? Is before the stream, I literally was like, oh my god, Swift DM'd me that thing about chat. I need to download that before the stream. And then I just forgot. So, you know. I literally thought about it and then nothing happened. She only oh, great! Alright, cool. I have it set up in a way where now I can see both of them. Don't worry. I can see you both now. Hi, YouTube. Everybody say hi, YouTube. And everyone apologize on my behalf because I keep ignoring them. The face was fine. Clear emotions. No messy anatomy. Personally not sure what the problem is. I don't know. I just feel like it could have looked nicer. You know what I mean? Because I rushed that out. I rush a lot of the animatics for my Nobilis Studios page out, just so that there's stuff to post. I don't necessarily quality check all of the animatics that go up there, and then I watch them back later and I'm like, ugh, why did I let that go up? The answer is because content needs to go up, but like, you know what I mean? I'm running like 3 separate businesses in chat. This should be okay. I know what you mean, but I do understand we're our own biggest critics. Yeah. Yeah, we are. But, you know what? It doesn't matter, because again, no one's looking at her face. They're all looking at her very, very beautiful assets, or in Jericho's case, I think it was Jericho's case. No, in Kyoto's case, the bright red hair. I can't wait for you guys to actually meet her. Hi YouTube, hi. This is normal, don't worry, expect this more often. No, it's okay, because Swift told me a way to see YouTube chat and Twitch chat in the same place. I just need to remember to actually set it up. Red hair. Very, very feisty and spicy. Yeah, you guys, I've noticed that a lot of my chat likes redheads. Do I need to start wearing wigs? I'm bald now. Do I need to start wearing wigs, like red hair wigs, so that chat likes me more? Chat, will you still love me if I'm not a redhead, chat? I mean, my fur color is like an orangey pink. Is that close enough to red? Ow. Okay, clearly the answer is no. You're fine. Thank you. Thank you. I like to think so. It is not close enough. Damn. Chat be like, you need to be redhead. That's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. Y'all can't handle me at my sexiest. Don't even worry. And some of you don't even want to. Some of y'all are married in here. Not naming names. Anyway, moving on. I'm playing around with her hair because I don't like it. It's gross. There we go. I feel like her chin comes down too low this time. Either that or her hair is too high up. I think her hair might be too high up. I think her cheek needs to come down. I shouldn't be worrying about it too much. I need to get it done on time more than anything. But you guys know what I mean. I keep imagining my EDM detector keeps going up. Yeah. Not my finest moment, I know. torn between ginger and brunette. Honestly, like, chat, my preference is women. My preference is women plus my boyfriend, you know what I mean? Like, he might not be a woman, but he makes the cut, you know what I mean? Might be attending a furry rave next week? Hell yeah, dude. I don't think I've ever been to a rave. I don't know if I ever want to be in a rave. My wife's hair is midnight black. Ooh. That sounds awesome. Actually, that sounds like a nightmare for me, because I went through a phase where I was dyeing my hair all sorts of bright pastel colors, and my hair, everyone thinks it's black, but it's not. My hair is actually brown, but it's like, it's walking the tightrope between brown and black, you know what I mean? And it's a nightmare, because I like to dye my hair, well, I used to like to dye my hair really, really bright colors, and so I would spend like 4 hours just bleaching my hair so that it was light enough to dye like the colors I wanted. And my hair, I'm sure other people's hair does this too, but I've had a lot of hairdressers be absolutely shocked that this happens, to a point where I had to start warning hairdressers before they started bleaching my hair because no one expected it for some goddamn reason. But when you bleach my hair doesn't go from dark to light. My hair goes from dark to orange. And then after you bleach it for another 2 hours, then it goes from orange to light. And I don't know why so many hairdressers were so shocked that my hair turns orange, because apparently it's a very normal thing, but people just don't like it. The neurodivergent content creator phase of bright colored hair, it is a canon event. I went like an emerald green, and then I went pastel green, and then I went pink, and then I went blue, and then I went purple. Not in that order. I think the last color I did was pink, but I went 5 different colors in the span of, I think, 2 years. And I've wanted to do it again. I want to get my hair done like deep red. I wanted to get it done deep red for the Shadow the Hedgehog movie, because I wanted to see the movie as a Shadow Djinka, because every time, like, Five Nights at Freddy's, Sonic, the Mario movie, like really, really big movies that I care about, I always cosplay when I go to watch them. But the stars just didn't align that time because I was in South America when the movie came out. I did get, though, hang on. He's up on a high shelf, so I won't be able to show it. Actually, I might be able to show it if I go into my DMs with Skinner. Because I was gonna try and get Skinner one, but then it just didn't line up. Unfortunately, I couldn't get them one. But while I was in South America, I couldn't watch the movie, but I was able to pick up this really cool cup. I don't know if it was even available in, Australia. I think it was only an America's thing. Oh my god, how much do I talk to you, Skinner? Oh, yeah. No, not this. This. I got this really cool Sonic the Hedgehog, cup thing. He's got a little bit of, like, splashback on him. Because I tried to buy just the cup, but they wouldn't let me buy the cup unless I filled it with a drink. And they made a bit of a mess filling him up, so... But I got this really cool cup, even though I couldn't watch the movie, so that was really nice. We besties. We talk too much is what it is. Alright, there we go. But yeah, couldn't cosplay as Shadow, but, you know, I got something cool out of it. Whole ass mood ring hairstyle. Yeah. Tried to dye our first sky blue, but we didn't bleach, and it came out forest green. Ooh, that actually sounds nice, though. I bleached my hair and dyed it purple. I'll do it again with a lavender color. Oh, okay, so I got my hair professionally done when I got emerald green, light green, and blue. But when I got purple and pink, because my hair was still bleached, I didn't need to go to a hairstylist to like get it re-bleached, so I dyed it at home. And when I did purple, I didn't like layer on the dye perfectly evenly. So all of my hair was purple, but some of it was like pure purple, some of it was like a pinkish purple, some of it was like a bluish purple. It was a little bit patchy. There were different shades of purple all throughout my hair. And I remember I wasn't very happy with it for a while, and then my siblings saw it, and my siblings' face lit up, and they went, "Oh my god, your hair kind of looks like a galaxy with like all the different shades of purple in it." And then as soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, you know what, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'll take galaxy hair. And then I dyed my hair pink myself, and I did a much better job that time. It was a more consistent pink. But like, there was a really long time where even after like my hair was blue, like I had moved on to other colors, I used to still draw myself with blue hair, because I thought the blue hair was like the hair that looked the best on me. Some people would disagree, but that's just how I felt. They made a mess when filling him up. The cup, okay? It's a fucking movie theater cup. Chill out. Sonic Head with the splashback. He's okay now. He's cleaned up. He's sitting right next to my Mrs. Potts teapot on our glass cabinet. I was gonna put him with all my Sonic plushies, but I have so many Sonic plushies that there's no room for anything else on that shelf. Boss loved it. Company color was green. So, regulars of the stream will know that I've been unemployed for almost a year because I've had a really bad knee issue. And so sitting for too long hurts, standing for too long hurts, laying down for too long hurts. My knee existing hurts, and I haven't been able to get surgery until February of next year is when my surgery is. So I've been unemployed for a while. But when I was looking for a job, the last job that I worked at, I had 2 interviews, one with them and one with a different place. And the thing that made me choose the job that I ended up going with was the fact that they didn't care if I dyed my hair wacky colors. The other place paid roughly the same, but it was like a higher end establishment, and so they were a lot pickier about how their staff looked. And the other one was just like a bar, and they're like, oh, we don't care, as long as you're like wearing the correct colors. Like, as long as your shirt and your pants and your shoes are like black, we don't care what color your hair is. I was like, I bet. And then like every month I walked in there with a different hair color. You did anime trope hair colors. I kind of did, but I didn't do it intentionally. I just really, really liked the idea of having pastel hair. But the thing is, I just don't think it necessarily looks that great on me anymore. I think it did at the time, but now if I'm gonna dye my hair again, I think I'm gonna go more bold colors this time. Like, again, I want to do red. I want to do that hair technique where like your hair looks normal, but then you run your fingers through it and you see all the bright colors underneath. I want to do that. Always better when jobs realize that we're just human beings. As long as the job gets done, it doesn't matter what people look like. Yeah, exactly. But obviously there are some places where it's like, no, you need to have your hair a certain color, it needs to be tied back. Some places your hair needs to be a certain length. Like, I've seen places where if you're femme presenting, then your hair has to be long enough to tie back. They don't let you have short hair. And then you've got the really, really fancy places where, like, your uniform is literally a suit, you know? Very interesting stuff. Which is why I've kind of liked being at home this past, like, year. But it's also not been a very great experience because I'm the kind of person that likes to have people to talk to and share experiences with, and I like to leave the house every now and again. but, you know, I don't have money to go out. I don't, like, I'm home alone most of the day. Like, it's just me and my cat, so... You guys, sometimes, you guys are, like, the only people I get to talk to in a day. And it's really sad. Which is why I'm not keen to go back to work when my knee is, like, fixed up. But I also am, like, keen to be able to leave the house long enough to, like, not be in pain and actually go and talk to people, you know what I mean? That's gonna be really nice to be able to do that again. I'm gonna bring this down and I'm gonna fix the face a little bit. There we go. And I'm bringing her cheek a little bit as well, and I'm pretty sure her eyes, like her pupils, are in the wrong position. I didn't remember which way she was facing, so I just put them in the front. Okay, she's looking down at Vaughn. I feel like her head is too small. Yeah, her head looks too small. Yep, alright. Give me a second. I don't want to grab the neck, I just want to grab the face. I think it's still a bit small, but it's definitely better. Sorry, I'm just gonna quickly change because I'm wearing this shirt that I got from South America, or that my South American family gifted to me. And it's really nice, but there's a really big graphic on the back. And the problem with really big graphics on the back of, like, shirts is that the back of the shirt is now not breathable and my back sweats a lot. So I'm really quickly just gonna change my shirt. I'll be right back. I'm back. I took the opportunity to also go to the bathroom because I needed to pee. Where's my tea? Oh, here it is. Sorry. My brain is everywhere. By the way, our puppy says hi. Hello, puppy. What's puppy's name? I want to know puppy's name. Also, send me picture of puppy. I want to see puppy. If you're in an anime, what would you be in and why? God, what? Like, are you asking me, like, what specific anime or, like, what genre? Most internet phones are broken somehow. We can't talk well. They're in such constant pain. You're wearing a shirt? I thought you'd be wearing a tank. I'm gonna be so honest, chat. During the summer, there are streams where I'm just like, I don't wear anything. It's so hot, and I'm like, ugh, disgusting. I don't wear, the only time I'll ever wear a tank top on stream is if I've got like a camera on. Just because a lot of my like t-shirts that I wear while I'm streaming are really, really cringy t-shirts. Like, you guys know the t-shirt that my PNG tuber is wearing right now? My Silent Hill shirt, this shirt. I'm wearing that shirt right now. Like, I'm not even joking. That is the shirt that I'm currently wearing. Unironically. Like the shit that I wear while I'm streaming is so cringy. So the only time you ever catch me wearing something like that is like on camera. The puppy is panda. Oh, have they? I imagine they've got spots, you know, like cute little spotty spots. God, speaking of camera, I was actually thinking about it earlier today. I kind of miss doing camera streams sometimes. Like, I like using the PNG tuber a lot. The main reason I switched to be, a PNG tuber is because I have a hard time sitting still. And when I use a PNG tuber, I don't have to constantly worry about if I'm in frame or not because, you know, the PNG tuber is always in frame. That's the only reason I switched from camera to PNG tubers, because I didn't want to have to always worry about if I'm in frame. But sometimes I kind of miss it. And like every now and again, like an old clip from back when I used to do face cam streams would come up. Or like I'll remember an old clip and I'll go back and I'll watch it. And it's so weird. It's so bizarre because I watch them and it's not like, oh my god, I was so cringy, or like, oh my god, blah blah blah. It's, oh, I actually look kind of cute when I'm on camera. You know what I mean? It's like, damn. And sometimes I miss being on camera. So I've been thinking, like, next year, I'm still gonna mostly use the PNG tuber, and I am actually trying to save up money to get a 3D model, because I think having a 3D model would be really, really fun for when I want to do stuff that's, like, not games or, like, not artwork, like you want to do a just chatting stream. I think a 3D model would be really cool. But I think I also want to, on occasion, do camera streams again. They were really fun. I like them. But it also means you guys will be able to see all of my hand movements, because as an Italian and South American, my hands do all of the talking. Hello, Twinkle Greens. Hello, welcome in. Clothes in heat are overrated. Yeah. Rose Doodle. I actually follow Rose Doodle. Her Instagram shorts were like flooding my page for a while. And I was like, you know what? She's funny. She's cute. Actually, it was Rose Doodle that made me realize that I wanted a 3D model. I had literally no interest whatsoever in getting a 3D model until I saw Rose Doodle's 3D model. Because the way it moves, the way her eyes emote is the fucking cutest thing that I've ever seen. She is single-handedly the reason why I want a 3D model. But also because of time zones, she's only ever live while I'm sleeping, so I follow her on Twitch, but I've never been able to catch one of her streams. Have you heard her new song? I didn't know she sang. I didn't know that she sang. Give me a genre? What anime genre do I want to be a part of? Ooh, do I have a picture of Puppy? I have a picture of Puppy. It's loading. Oh! Swift, do I have permission to show your puppy on stream? Can I show your puppy on stream? So cute. In terms of like anime genre, I don't actually know what genre I would be a part of. That's actually kind of a hard question, because I don't watch as much anime as I used to. But the ones that I do watch are usually really sad. One of my favorite animes of all time is called Anohana, The Flower We Saw That Day. Highly recommend anyone who watches anime. I highly recommend that one. My partner is not one to cry, but that anime made him cry at the end. I have permission to show dog on stream. Okay, chat. You want to see Panda? You wanna see the little puppy? I wanna see puppy? Hang on. Puppy. Little snooter. Oh my god. Little snooter. I like the blue, the literal just blue square that they're sitting on. How cute. Now, based on the reflection of his eye, I'm going to dox Swift. No, I'm not. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not that crazy. It's all good. I just wanted people to see Puppy because it's so cute. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's a cooling pad. Oh, that's adorable. That is so cute. I should get some, actually, I used to, during the summer, I always get ads for this self-cooling dog bed, and every time on Australian Instagram and Australian TikTok there's like a big trend of people buying these cooling mats that are designed for dogs and like putting them on their beds or on their gaming chairs instead. And I sent it to my partner as a joke like this time last year, and he goes, "Oh, legit, I kind of want that though." And I couldn't get him one of those last year, but I got him a cooling blanket instead, and he loves it. He heats up very, very easily, so he ends up using his cooling blanket for like, I want to say like most of the year. Pretty sure the only reflection you see is the phone anyway. Yeah, probably, but lucky for you, I'm not that crazy. There's a little crazy in there, but not that much. If I was still able to feel something that might mean something to me. Oh, Jesus. Yo. That's some villain dialogue is what that is. Yo. Alright, I kind of like this perspective idea, but I don't know if it quite works the way it's currently drawn. I'm gonna tilt this up a little higher. Looking real high. I'm gonna try and rework this positioning. I think her waist just got really thin out of nowhere. But you know what? I don't care. I think it looks nice. I think if I need to remove her pupils for a second, because I think the pupils are kind of fucking up the position I want the head to be in. I told you I'm a monster. You know what? It's true. You did warn me. You did warn me. Anytime she sees that I'm streaming, she loves to jump into my lap. Oh, that's so cute. I remember when Nemi was small enough to sit in my lap. Nemi was small enough for me to, in the wintertime, he'd sit in my lap and I would scoop him up with the bottom of the of my jumper that I was wearing. It'd act like a little safety scoop type thing, and he would sleep in my lap for hours while I was working on stuff. Nowadays he's about the size of like a 2-year-old child, so he's a bit too big for that now. And every time I put him in my lap on the desk, he gets nervous and he hops down, which he never used to. Maybe now that he's bigger, he's more uncomfortable with the desk looming over him. But yeah, I remember when I could do that with my son. I don't know if that arm works. I don't know if the perspective works there. It kind of looks like it does, but it also kind of looks like it doesn't. I might just go with a more flat pose this time. It won't look cool, but I kind of need to get this done quickly, so... Nah, that looks cringe. I think I do want to try and do the perspective again. I just don't remember how I went about it. This is like a shoulder. Shirt will be like there. That's the hand. would be thumb up, like this. And then I don't even know if you would see her fingers. You might. That'll do. It's whatever. I'll just fix this up a little bit. Make sure the angle is kind of the same-ish. You won't see that. His shirt will be like... yeah, but we'll taper it in a bit more. I don't know if you'll even... oh, wow. Yo! Okay, hang on. That's closer to what I want. I don't know how much of that you'll even see because, again, she got very, very top-heavy design. Sorry, I got jump-scared by a bird, like, tweeting right on my balcony. I know you're crazy. I checked the reflection. Ah, you're always one step ahead of me, Swift. Perspective, you elusive seductress. I really need to just sit down and focus on learning perspective and stuff. I'm gonna be closing my commissions once I get the date for my wisdom teeth removal surgery. I'm gonna be finding out on the 12th if my specialist will do it for me, and then I have to send a letter to my health insurance to see if they'll cover the surgery. And if they do, then they should give me a date for when I'm allowed to get my teeth removed, and my commissions will be closing on that date. And I'm not gonna open them until maybe the middle of January next year, because I want to take some time to kind of change my shading style, maybe learn a little bit more about perspective and stuff like that, just so that I can have some cooler stuff to come back to. Maybe it won't be worth it, but I think it'll be nice. I think it'll be nice. Sometimes you need to have, like, a day or two where you're just like, fuck this, and then you blink and your art style completely changes. It's happened to me before. I got pics of my kitten girl, Ozzy. Ooh. Actually, yeah, we should do it. Actually, everyone who's got pictures of their pets, put them in the pet pics chat in the Discord server. I would love to do a stream where I'm just looking through pictures of everyone's cats and dogs and, like, just pets in general. I think that'd be really fun. Younger bassist would lay on pools. The pool's top step. Ooh, with his head on the concrete? Gross. Gotta go for a minute? No worries, no worries. Imagine Vanny as a zombot. Girl, I already have. Like, you say imagine Vanny and I'm gonna need you to stop your sentence because I already have. You've commissioned so many artworks of your Sonic OC that, like, I'm obsessed with her just as much as you are. Rose Doodle has a blue Twitch. If you're interested, she does good videos. I've seen that she does, like, adult content sometimes. We'll see. I think the first clip of hers that I ever saw was her talking about coconut rope. You sent something? Oh, in the Discord? Yes, yes, yes. I didn't realize I was supposed to send that photo in a specific... No, you're fine, Swift. You're fine. We're mutuals. You can DM me. You're fine. That's whatever. That's whatever. Here we go. What did Skinner send me? Jump to present. Ooh, an audio file. Okay, hang on, chat. Ah, I know what this is for. That's very cute. I know what that's for. That's adorable. Sorry, I was like, why am I getting an audio file? Oh, like in the middle of listening to it. That's the general gist of what the snooze would sound like if they could speak English. I've been thinking about making a snoo mini-series, but the main thing stopping me, one, is time, and two, I don't know if I want them to actually speak words or if I just want them to make noises. Because to humans and to fairies, they would just make noises, but when they're speaking to each other, you know, I feel like maybe they should speak words. Like a made-up language? Kind of. I've been using Animal Crossing gibberish when I make YouTube shorts with them. Which reminds me, I posted a short of Nougat, my yellow snoo, helping me make cookies. And this girl who bought a Nougat plushie off me during my last convention commented on it, and it just says, "Oh, he's such a good helper," with a little smiley face. And it made my day. It was so cute. I love when people who like buy snoo plushies from me like kind of hang out in my comment section. It's really fun. I think the sleeve would be shorter actually. I think the sleeve would end like here, which means her arm, yeah, it comes in about there. This pose in particular is gonna look really cringe. Ah, what have I done? There we go. Oh, they sound like Bibble from Barbie Fairytopia. Oh my god, I need to watch the old Barbie movies again. Oh, you sent me another one? Hang on. Alright, full disclosure, Skinner, I like how the first one sounds better. I think the first one was really good as it was. We can just workshop it from there. You say cringe, we say noise. Not a professional? No, it's okay. It's okay. I've worked with professional and hobbyist like voice actors before. I honestly, as long as you've got a good microphone and you sound good, that's really all I'm looking for. Which reminds me, chat, the voice actors for The Fairy's Tale were so generous. They volunteered their voices for the pilot, but from episode 2 onwards, I've insisted on paying them. So I don't know when episode 2 is gonna come out, simply because I don't know when I'm gonna have the money to pay the voice actors for episode 2. So, hopefully sooner rather than later. The series will come out regardless of what happens. I just need to figure out, like, where I'm gonna get the money to pay these guys, because they're so good. Oh my god, the VAs that I've got for The Fairy's Tale are so fucking good, chat. Like, I don't have words. I don't have words. They're all absolutely phenomenal, and they deserve to be paid for their work, so... It might take a minute, but they're gonna get money. They're gonna get their money. Oh, I'm just thinking about it now. Eyes should be a bit bigger. One of the Fairy's Tale VAs has also given their voice to this project as well. The voice actor for Haley, the character that I'm drawing now, is also the voice actress for Pandora for the pilot. She was super cool and super sweet. Love her. And then I couldn't get another female voice actor for this project, so Siobhan is actually voiced by me, unfortunately. Just staring off into space with her arms wide out. Yeah, let's keep it. Actually, nah. It makes her look really dumb. Like, it's cute, but it makes her look dumb. Let's have her continue to look in Siobhan's direction, which means it goes like here. Maybe make her a little more excited looking. Ooh, okay, hang on. Keep that. I'm gonna copy this, and then I'm gonna redo all the work that I did. Yeah, there we go. Because I'm gonna paste it. Get rid of Caden. I'm gonna paste it over here, and then I'm just gonna change the eyes, and that'll be that. And she's looking at Caden now, which is like about here. Yeah, that works. And then this one will be the same. You just draw the pose and then change the expression for the next shot. This is gonna take forever to get done. She got that come at me bro stance, where my hug at pose. She do be looking like a where's my hug type character. I didn't think about it like that. She's in this shot, she's going snow season, like, so she's supposed to be like, if it was fully animated, she'd do the whole like arms like arching over the head and then ending in that position, kind of like the SpongeBob like imagination meme. But because it's not animated, I just drew her in her final pose, and yeah, it does look like she's waiting for a hug. Get like the general shape, but I'm not gonna make her this big in the final shot. I think I'm gonna downscale her a wee bit. Yeah, I think she's a bit too big in that shot. We'll make her a bit smaller and a bit taller, because in the second bit Siobhan comes in, but Siobhan's really short, so you'll only really see the top part of her hair when she walks in. I think you'd see the top of like her curvaceous. Do you think that ruins it a little bit? Maybe if I only put one in there. It's like, no. Or maybe you won't even see. No, what am I talking about? The top half is like huge. Of course you'll see the start of them. Yeah, whatever. That'll do. Spending too much time worrying about Haley's like boobs. Australian girl in an indie show is so rare. You'll make a great voice. I'd like to think so. When I was in high school, I actually volunteered to be an animator on the Eddsworld movie project. And they rejected my animation, but as part of my application, I sent a video talking through my animation process and the programs that I use. And the director was like, oh my god, like, we can't take you on for the Eddsworld project, but like, I love your voice, and I have like a project that's not Eddsworld that I've been working on for a while, so like, do you wanna, like, I know you didn't apply for voice work, but do you wanna do voice work for this other project? And I was like, sure, okay, and then nothing ever came of it. And if I remember correctly, to this day, that Eddsworld movie hasn't even come out. I think. Maybe it did. I don't remember. It's an Eddsworld fan movie. Yeah, I auditioned for the Eddsworld fan movie. Oh, it failed? It never came out? It got cancelled? Oh. Oh, wait, no. There's an animatic of it. Someone found it on Reddit. Okay, there's an animatic for the Eddsworld movie, but it was never finished. Okay. That's, yeah. Gosh. Maybe it's a good thing that I didn't get that position. It's so surreal drawing these characters again. Like I said, I haven't really spent a lot of time on Forget-Me-Not, like, at all, in the past, like, I want to say 3 months, because my focus has been on getting the Fairy's Tale pilot out, and in, like, the last 3 weeks of that 3-month period, I would turn to my boyfriend basically every morning and be like, I miss Forget-Me-Not. I miss my zombie story. I wanna go back to the zombies. I hate this fairy bullshit. And now the Fairy's Tale is done and I'm back to Forget-Me-Not, and part of me is like, I kinda miss my fairies, bro. This is why I work on multiple projects at a time. Cause I'm always like, oh, maybe I should do something with this. Maybe I should do something with that. Maybe blah 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 blah. When I spend too much time on one project, I'm like, man, I very, very quickly enter the stage where I actually hate it. I'm not there with Christmas with Caden because I only started, like, I think 4 days ago. But my goodness. The only way I get anything done is if I'm working on 2 projects at once. If I'm only working on 1 project at a time, like, I'll give up. I'll be like, this isn't fun anymore, goodbye. The human condition, never satisfied. Basically, when my first graphic novel, when Forget-Me-Not, like, came out, I celebrated for maybe 1 day, and then I was like, alright, I'm on to the next thing, and to this day, my partner's like, you really should have spent more time actually, like, you know, processing the fact that you did this thing, because he thinks that it's fucking awesome that I did that. And I'm just like, man, it's just another thing that I did, you know? But when you sit down and you think about it, it is kind of cool. I think the reason why I wasn't super stoked when the graphic novel was finished and released is because, again, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, it was never meant to be a graphic novel. So I feel like that's kind of why I didn't, like, actually sit down and enjoy the process, or not the process, but like the end result as much as I should have, because all I could really think about is like, it's done, but it's not done in the format that I wanted it to be done in. But nowadays, you know, I think it's pretty cool. I've got 4 different copies of it. I've got like the first draft publishing, the finalized draft publishing with Mixum, my Ingram Spark copy, which is the copy that you get internationally, and the paperback Amazon Kindle, the paperback Amazon copy. So I've got a lot of copies of my book. Mostly just for quality testing, but it's kind of nice to just look up and see, like, all of these versions of my book. It's true, you're right, Swift, you're right. And it's something that I'm trying to do now with the Fairy's Tale. I'm trying to make the fact that the pilot is done a big deal. It's kind of difficult because I had to basically immediately jump into Christmas with Caden if I wanted, like, this short that I'm working on now to be done on time. But I'm trying to make a big deal out of it. It's going up on November 19th, 8:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. And there's a premiere link, actually. If you're in the Discord server, we've made it an official event, so if you go into the events section, it'll be there. But if you're not in the Discord server, there's actually a premiere lobby where you guys can sit and wait for it. Let me... There you go. I'll pop it in the YouTube chat as well, I suppose. So it's not coming out until the 19th. So there's still 12 days from now. But it is gonna be a premiere, and I'm gonna try my best to wake up on time and be in the premiere, and hopefully that will kind of solidify and be like, oh my god, this is this cool thing that I did, type thing. I can't wait for you guys to hear Kuro's voice actor. Kuro was the hardest character to cast for the entire pilot. Because I had a really strong idea of what I wanted every other character to sound like, but I couldn't pinpoint what I wanted Kuro to sound like. There was no vision for what Kuro sounded like. And we ended up getting this really, really cool Aussie dude. I believe his name is Marlo. I gotta double check. I believe his name is Marlo, but he's... oh my goodness. He's very, very good. I'm very happy that he's the one that we got. Very funny. He turned Kuro from this nonchalant guy that doesn't really care much about anything to the ultimate boy failure. It's so funny. I love him. Everyone else, like the actors that I cast for the characters that I did have a vision for, they fit the vision that I already had, like, perfectly. Everyone did such a good job. I also don't know why I drew her eyes fully open. They're supposed to be closed. Well, not closed, but like, you know, halves like that. You made a pilot? Yeah, I've got an... it's not fully animated, it's in animatic form. But I did. And the premiere is coming up soon. And then this is a different project that I'm working on. This is a Christmas special for a completely different thing. Yeah, she looks weird without her eye makeup. Yeah, her eye makeup is always like super weird. Her eye makeup is always like super thick. So whenever I don't draw it, she looks super weird. And her eyebrows, she's supposed to be angry in this shot. I got so caught up talking about my project that I completely forgot what I was actually drawing. I think this eye is too high up. Yeah. There we go. Nice, 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 nice. There we go. Baby girl is done. At least for now. Oh no, that's why I drew the eyes fully open, because in the next panel, it's literally the exact same pose, but the eyes are open. That's alright, I can redraw it. Someone blocked you for zero reason again? Oh well. Like, honestly, it sucks when you get blocked and you don't know why, but at the end of the day, no one owes you an explanation, because honestly... whatever. It can hurt, you can be sad about it, but you just gotta move on from it at the end of the day. Alright, now I think this eye... it looks fine when the eyes are like... actually no, it doesn't. I think this eye in general is too wide. So I'm gonna narrow it and then bring it up a bit. And then I'm gonna... bring this up to match. I think that's close enough. Whatever. But it's not as tall as the other one. I think the decent thing to do for someone we know and have some relationship with is to give them closure. But otherwise, I'd have to agree. It really depends. if you're blocking them because they kicked your puppy, then I don't think you owe them the sit down to be like, I am blocking you because you stepped on my puppy, or you kicked my puppy, or whatever. But if it's like, dude, we just don't really vibe. I mean, to each their own, I guess. Is her nose too small? Nah, I think I'm overthinking it. If I still feel that way about her nose when it comes to line art, then I can change it then. But for now, I think it's fine. She's here, and she's not here. I can't wait to redraw Siobhan's stills, because I don't draw furries like this anymore. The way I draw furries is so different now. Okay, so she's in this shot, but like the way I framed this shot looks really weird because she's cut off on the top. I think I had to do it like that at the time because, like, you know, the height difference between Siobhan and Haley is pretty big. And I think I also did it like that because she, like, bends down and gets real close. But I also don't think we need to cut off that much of her. She's not, like, super cut off, but she's cut off enough to a point where it bothers me. So, we'll draw her in and then I'll repose her once I've, like, got her down. Also need to pee again. I love having tea during streams, but like every time I drink tea on stream, I end up needing to pee like 16 times. So now that I've got her base shape in, I'm gonna turn that off. I'm gonna save and I'm gonna pee. I'll be right back, chat. Give me 5 minutes. Alright, I'm back. Getting all cozy again. Oh, alright, where were we? Alright, this frame that I don't like because it cuts off too much of my baby girl. Gosh, I need to get a plumber in here. My toilet, once you flush the toilet, it makes like such an awful sound. And the thing is, I didn't even notice it until my boyfriend pointed it out like a couple weeks ago. He goes, have you considered calling a plumber? And I'm like, no, why? She goes, because, like, what do you mean why? It's like every time you flush the toilet, it makes a horrendous sound. I'm like, are you for real? He goes, yeah. Like, it also makes that sound when you're having a shower. How are you not hearing it? I'm like, I don't know, I'm in the shower. But now that he's pointed it out, I can hear it, and it's fucking awful. Alright, so arms are down. We're getting an electrician in. Our smoke alarm's broken, and I didn't know until, like, yesterday. So I got a temporary one in. I got, we'll get an electrician tomorrow. Our electrician was so nice, chat. Like, I don't know, like, no one cares, but, like, my electrician that came, not my electrician, but, like, the guy that came and checked my smoke alarm was so fucking nice, dude. So friendly. And it's like, I've dealt with a couple of tradies before, and, like, none of them have been outwardly mean, but, like, this one was so nice that, like, it just stood out compared to, like, every other tradie that I've dealt with. This song is particularly nice. What song is this? What are you? As You Wish. Resident Evil Code Veronica. Gosh, I've been... Code Veronica, I think, is cursed when it comes to games for me to stream. I think it's cursed when it comes to games for me to stream because I've had it on my to stream list for a while, and I've put it on the schedule twice, and both times I've put Code Veronica on the schedule, something has come up and that stream has ended up being cancelled or replaced with something else. So I think Code Veronica might be a cursed game to stream, probably because originally I wasn't even gonna stream it. I was gonna play it offline with the boyfriend. So maybe the universe is like, no, you have to play this offline with the boyfriend. So I don't know if we'll ever get to stream Code Veronica because it's just so cursed. Right, I don't think we have to move her all that much. She's fully in frame now, so I think it's fine if we just continue putting her where she is. I think a tiny bit of her hair might be cut off, but that's not as bad. I just wanted her whole body to be in the shot. I don't know why, it was just how I felt. Grab that. Get your beautiful face in here. That's okay. I think that's fine. It'll be okay. I need to stop stressing so much about how the roughs look, because if I'm not happy with how the roughs look, I can just make changes when I get to line art. The sketches don't have to be perfect. And in fact, the sooner I take that into consideration, the sooner the roughs will probably be done. Because it took me 3 days just to do all of Caden's roughs for this short. Because the short's like 4 minutes long. I thought it was only 3, but it turns out it's 4 minutes long. Yeah, it took me roughly 3 days. Each day maybe like 5 or 6 hours. So about, yeah, 15 to 18 hours just to do one character's roughs. And I have to rough, line art, color, and lip sync 3 characters, and then I also have to do the backgrounds. So the sooner I come to terms with the fact that the sketch doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, because the line art is like, that's the line art's job, the sooner this first part of the project can be done. still not nearly as big of a project as the Fairy's Tale, obviously. The Fairy's Tale, I believe, is like 11 minutes. 10 to 11 minutes. And there's 4 characters? 4 characters, yeah. And that took like 3 months. So realistically, I think I can finish this on time. I just gotta lock in. How tall is Siobhan in this shot? I think Siobhan's head is like here. The pilot, right? The Fairy's Tale? Yeah. The Fairy's Tale is the 11-minute one. This one is just a short. This one's to kind of... 1, I just felt like it, and 2, it's to kind of experiment with what I am and am not happy with Forget-Me-Not. Because the Fairy's Tale, I'm happy if it's just an animatic. Forget-Me-Not, when I do finally produce the film, I do want it to be fully animated. So yeah, the Forget-Me-Not shorts and the Fairy's Tale like animatic series are all just stepping stones to help me figure out what kind of like how I want to structure the process when it's time to do the film. Ideally, when it gets to time to make the film, I'm gonna have puppets of the characters made. Because I would love to do hand-drawn like animation. That's like, I studied hand-drawn animation, that's what I got my degree in. Interactive media with a major in like frame-by-frame animation. But I have weak arms, I have weak ulnar nerves in my dominant hand, and my carpal nerve is not too far behind. So for the sake of my health, I probably shouldn't try to animate a whole movie by myself, frame by frame. And I have a little bit of experience with puppets now, for like other projects that I was hired to do. So I think puppets are the way to go. But yeah. The problem with puppets is they take a really long time to make, and they take even longer to make correctly. So I don't know if I'm gonna try and make them myself, or if I'm gonna try and hire someone to make the puppets for me. We'll see what budget I end up having for something as stupid as a Forget-Me-Not movie. I say stupid, but it's really what I've wanted since 2019. I shouldn't call it stupid. 2019? 2018. She looks borderline angry. She's not supposed to. She's supposed to look upset, but I think that's funnier. I forgot. Yeah, I'm not ambidextrous. I really should learn, actually. Apparently there was a study done a while ago that says that left-handed people have an easier time, like, learning to become ambidextrous. I don't know how true that is, but I really should try. Hang on, let me switch my smudge glove. Let's see if I can do this. Because if I can, that would be so cool, right? You just animate with your left hand for a while, and then when you get, like, tired, you just switch hands. Alright, I'm using my right hand now. I've got to move my keyboard so that I can access it with my left hand. Let's go. Alright, here we go. My grandfather on my dad's side and my grandmother on my mum's side are both ambidextrous, but that's because they were born left-handed into a society that thought that left-handedness was a sign of, like, the devil, and so they got beaten in school. I'm laughing at it because it's ridiculous, but they got beaten in school to, like, learn how to use their right hand. Oh, this is awful. Hang on. The problem is I'm trying to go at the speed that I go at with my left hand, but I can't do that. I gotta take it slow. This is fun. Ooh, I don't like that actually. Like this. I thought I was getting a bit cocky there. I was trying to like loop it in on itself. I hold my pencil in my right hand like a left-handed person. I don't know how right-handed people hold their... Actually, I was taught to hold my pencil the wrong way when I was in school. And I know that sounds stupid, but my cousin who was in school the same amount of time as me, because like we were born in the same year, also got taught how to hold her pencil the wrong way. And so we both have these really big, I don't know what they're called, like bumps, sores? I don't know what they are, on our ring fingers, on our dominant hand, because we were taught to rest our pencil like on our dominant hand like that. Which is really funny because when I'm holding a pencil in my right hand, I'm holding it the correct way, but I can't draw properly. Like look, this is my right hand. I'm gonna bring it in like this. But I think it's because, I don't know what my cousin's excuse is, because my cousin's right-handed, but I think being taught by a right-handed teacher kind of made it difficult. That doesn't look awful for a sketch, actually. It just looks like I've never drawn before in my life. You can see the chicken scratch, the like no confidence like there. It doesn't look awful, it just looks like I'm a beginner artist. I just gotta make sure it's the right size. Oh, I got close. Make it a bit bigger. There we go. Okay. My right hand is already getting kind of sore doing this. But I'm not ready to give up yet. I want to bring this out a little more. I think it caves in too drastically. Like here. Yeah, I'm normally left-handed. Yeah. This is my non-dominant hand. Oh, fuck. This is actually kind of fun because, like, drawing has become a little bit of a mindless task for me. Like, it's mostly muscle memory now, so I don't really use a lot of my brain while I'm drawing these days. But because I have literally no experience drawing with my right hand, I'm actually trying very hard to concentrate and get the lines to look how I want. It's almost... It's a muscle exercise for my right hand, but it's also, funnily enough, kind of doubling up as a brain exercise. No. The only bad thing is I keep defaulting to drawing with my wrist, and you're absolutely not supposed to draw with your wrist. You're supposed to draw with your whole arm. There we go. Sleep is calling me. Good night, Jake. Have a good sleep. So we're gonna put her like here. This is gonna make this panel take so long to sketch out, but like, especially after I was talking about how I need to take time, how I need to be quick, sorry. But I've suddenly decided I don't care because this is fun. Okay, so she's gonna be kind of crouching down a little bit. Right, this is where her like, top bit is gonna be. Her arms, oh god. My right hand hurts so much. It's not used to this. Alright. Keep going. So the shoulder is gonna go like here. Alright, don't try and draw things in big swoops. That's for your confident hand. This hand has some self-esteem issues, so we're not gonna do things in big swoops. I want the shoulder to come up a little more, actually, like here. This is quite the workout for my hand. I'll put like here. Yeah, but then that means this bit goes away. Maybe we make this bit a bit wider. Yeah, and then we can maybe bring this bit in. Oh, my keyboard's not working. Yeah. Oh. Keyboard? There we go. Just a little bit like that. Whew, okay. Wasn't formally taught to draw until college, since my high school art teacher died my freshman year and they never found a replacement. That's fucking wild. That's actually wild. I did art class in 7th and 8th grade. I didn't take it in 9th and 10th grade, and I don't know why I didn't take it in 9th and 10th grade. I know it was definitely my choice, but I don't know why I would choose not to do art class. And then I ended up doing it for 11th and 12th, and my prac, like my actual project for 11 and 12 was fucking amazing, but I was really, really, really bad at art theory. And because I was so awful at art theory, my score for art was so low that it didn't even show up on my final results. Like my ATAR, I don't know what it is in like America, but they pick your top like 5 classes, and then the 6th class that you do, like they just don't put on your record. And my art score was so low that they ended up putting economics on my report instead of the art one, all because I just couldn't do art theory. The other thing about drawing with my right hand is the calibration is like kind of funky as well. Come on, okay. Alright. I think I'm gonna switch back to my left hand now, just because my right hand hurts a little bit. But this is what we've got. This is what I did. Hang on, I can't zoom out. My keyboard's not responding when it's on my left-hand side. Actually, it never responds ever, but you know what I mean. Alright. This is a sketch with my left hand. Hang on. This is a sketch with my left hand, and this is a sketch with my right hand. So, it's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. It just takes a lot longer to get a slightly, like, not as great result. But that does make me hopeful that I could learn how to draw, like, of equal quality with my left and right hand. I'll bring this up. And I will use this base, to fill in the rest of the model, because, you know, I spent time drawing it, I may as well. I need something more wild. My mum was an artist and never taught me. Really? That's kind of wild. That's kind. I mean, it's not that wild. I have siblings who I never taught how to draw. To be fair, they never asked me. They started, like, of my 3 siblings, 2 of them went through phases where they thought I was, like, the coolest thing ever and they wanted to be more like me, and they started drawing on their own. I never taught them. Again, they never asked me. My sister is actually very, very good at realism. She's not like professional. Like, you won't look at her drawing and be like, oh my god, that is a photo, but she's very, very good at working with charcoal, working with graphite, and, like, smudge techniques and stuff, and doing, like, realism. It's really, really bizarre to me, because she never showed an interest in art, but she wanted to draw something for her partner at the time, and she got really, really good at it, and I told her as much. I was like, oh my god, like, this is really good. Like, you should do more of this. And I don't think she ever did, just because she's not super interested in art, but it was really cool to see her do that. And then my other sibling, that went through, like, an art phase, I don't know if they still do anything. They're a really big fan of my comic, though, and while I am flattered that they're super into my comic, they're also below the recommended age demographic to read my comic. Or at least they were when they read it. I was like, oh boy. I did ask, she never had time. Aw, damn, that's really sad. That's really sad. My mum used to draw a little bit. She had this unique character that she used to scribble every now and again. I'm trying to remember what it looked like, but the image is escaping me at the time. I might have to ask her when I see her again. I'm not gonna see her again for a little bit. Her anniversary, my parents' like wedding anniversary is soon, and so they're going to a different state to celebrate. They're gonna be gone for, I think, 4 days? And they're leaving, when are they leaving? They're leaving on the 12th, so they're leaving in like 5 days. In school, there was only one art teacher that actually encouraged my art and reminded me it was art. All the other ones saw my style and figured I wasn't capable. There were a couple of art teachers in my high school. There was one that was like super impressed with my ability to work with clay, because I had never worked with clay before, and they were like, oh my god, this is like really cool. Like, I really like what you've done here. So that was really fun. The second art teacher I had, I honestly don't remember much about her. She wasn't an awful teacher, but like there was no interactions with her that stand out to me. And then my third art teacher, he was someone who actually was very, very prevalent in the art sphere. Like, he still did, he still had his works in galleries, he still had high-end clients that would buy his works for like thousands and thousands of dollars, right? He was still very, very prolific in the art scene. And he was also high all the time. But he was super interesting because when I told him that for my art major I wanted to do animation, he was very, very, like, encouraging, and he tried as best as he could to make sure that I was able to do an animated work for my art project, and they let me do it because of him. Like, that was really cool of him to do. And I still had my DSI at the time. I don't anymore. I gave it to my little sibling. But I still had my DSI at the time, so I wanted to do this really cool thing where, like, in the present day, it was animated, like, in Adobe Animate or Flash at the time. And then when I did flashbacks, I animated it in my DSi. So I would bring my DS to school and I would animate on my DS during my art classes, and he would defend me when other teachers saw my DS, because he was like, no, she's working on a project, like, leave her alone. And I got to show him, he actually made me show some of my DS animations to the class, which is really cringy. And he looked at me and he goes, please don't take this the wrong way, because I'm not talking about your art, I'm talking about the program you're using. And I was like, okay, cool. And he goes, I kind of like how bad quality it is. And I had to stop myself from getting upset, because he was like, no, I'm not talking about your work, I'm talking about, like, the quality of the image in Flipnote Studio, because if anyone here has used Flipnote Studio, right, all of my fellow Hatena kids, or what was it called after Hatena? Oh, I don't remember, but my fellow, like, Hatena kids will know what I'm talking about. Flipnotes are, like, very kind of, like, low quality, because it's on the DS, it's very limited, and he saw that, and instead of being like, oh, you should make sure the quality matches, or this isn't the best quality, maybe you should do it in a different program, he loved it. He goes, oh my god, I love that the audio is crunchy, I love that it's like super pixelated, I love the limited color palette, I think this is a really good fit for your project. And it was so fucking cool. Like, I don't know where he is now. I hope he's still doing really well. When I graduated, he gave me his phone number, because, like, he wanted to help me out, like, getting into the university I wanted to get into, and he was like, hey, if you ever need anything else, just, like, give me a call. But I never ended up giving him a call, and I think I lost his number. I don't know where he is now, but some of my siblings are still in that high school, so I might ask them if he's okay. 'Cause I loved that guy. He was so cool. There was one time, one of my classmates came into the classroom like 10 minutes late, and he, like, a lot of people didn't really value his time, because, you know, it's an art class, you're always gonna have the bludgers in there, and he knew that, and so he got, like, a little bit agitated, because she walked in with, like, a milkshake, and he, like, got super annoyed, and he's like, why are you late, and where did you get that milkshake? And she goes, oh, like, I got it from the canteen, like, I got it from the, like, yeah, from the canteen, and he goes, but it's class time, why are they still open? And she goes, I don't know, but they served me. And he was like, okay, 1 second, and he left the classroom. And we all thought that he left the classroom to, like, have a go at the canteen ladies for, like, encouraging students to skip class so that they could get food. And we didn't know where he went. We just assumed that was where he went. And he came back, maybe, like, 5 minutes later, with his own milkshake. And he goes, oh my god, guys, this is so cool. My milkshake is awesome. Do you guys want to come to the canteen with me? I'll get, like, we'll all go get milkshakes together. And we were just like, yo, what the fuck? And from that day on, he always came to class 5 minutes late, milkshake in hand. It was really fun. And then, for, like, our last class, he took everyone down to the canteen during the middle of our class, and he like, grabbed the milkshakes for everyone. It was awesome. He was so cool, and he was so encouraging, too. Like, you hear all those stories about, like, the nightmare art teachers who don't think that anime or, like, cartoon style or whatever is, like, real art. And then you get this guy who is, like, again, still very, very prevalent in the art sphere. Like, he's still making a decent living off of his artwork. Like, teaching is a hobby to him at this point with the money he's making off of his artwork. And he sees just how different everyone else's styles are to his. And instead of being like, no, that's not art, that's not the art scene, he encouraged it. He encouraged so much of it, and there was so many different unique art pieces from our class that year. It was really good. I still look back on my animated project and I cringe, but at the same time, I'm just really happy that I finished it. Good grief. The nightmare teachers were my teachers. I'm so sorry that you had to put up with that. I know I struck gold when it came to my art teacher. Like, I'm fully aware of that. I wish I had a teacher. I'm sorry, my dude. It's not too late, though. I'm personally of the belief that it's never too late to start pursuing something you want to pursue. I was telling my boyfriend the other day, half as a joke, but also kind of half serious, I'm ready for my old lady hobbies. I'm ready to start crochet, I'm ready to start knitting. I already had, like, the only reason I don't do it anymore is because it's a bit expensive and I don't have the money for it, but I know how to make plushies. I taught myself how to make plushies a very long time ago. And I want to bring it back because I want to offer custom Snoo plushie orders. Like, I want people to be able to design their own Snoo and then come to the store and get, like, a unique Snoo plushie that's just their character. But it's a bit expensive. But I'm so ready to start learning my old lady hobbies. I have to learn how to make plush. It's actually super easy. It's super easy and super fun. I wish I had I have the time. I just don't have the money. I wish I had the money to go out and, like, buy all the materials to make plushies again. Because, yeah, I haven't made plushies in a good few years, so I need to brush up my, my knowledge. How big is Caden in this shot? He's basically the same. I'm gonna bring Haley in closer, just because I don't like how much of her face is cut off. And then, yeah, she's still bending down, so... Neck will be, like, here. I took the time to learn, it's just out of spite mostly. Spite is a very powerful thing. Spite's a very powerful thing. If motivation and passion is not enough to get you through something, spite is definitely enough. I'm not even saying this as a joke, or, like, as a bit, or ironically, or whatever. Like, spite sometimes is the only way you can get shit done. There's a story my partner tells all the time when he talks about the power of spite. He bounced around a lot of different states and territories as a kid, and when he moved from, I think from Tasmania to Queensland, or from somewhere to Queensland, I don't remember. All of our states have slightly different ways that they, like, teach in their schools. And so even though he had finished the 3rd grade and he was about to start the 4th grade in the state that he came from, in Queensland it was a little different. And they were like, oh, you know, technically he's 3rd grade going into 4th grade, but, like, we teach our 3rd graders and 4th graders differently, so we should hold him back. He should do 3rd grade twice, otherwise he'll get left behind by the other kids. And my partner, who could not have been older than, like, 9, right? I'm pretty sure 9 is, like, 3rd grade, 4th grade, or maybe, like, 8, 7, you know? He heard that. He heard that he would have to do 3rd grade again because not because he was stupid, but because the curriculum was different. And he interpreted it as though he would have to repeat the 3rd grade because he was stupid. And so his parents ultimately left the decision with him, and he got very, very angry, and he was like, no, I'm not doing the 3rd grade again. Put me in the 4th grade with the other kids. And purely out of spite, because he thought that the teachers called him stupid at the start of the year, he became an honor roll student that year. He was top of the grade for literally everything in the 4th grade. All because the teacher said that it was probably best that he repeat the 3rd grade so that he's on par with the other kids. That's every time the topic of spite comes up, my partner always tells that story. So yeah, spite is powerful, you need to use it. Use it to its fullest potential. Silv, how is today? It's a day. It was very, very chill. I stayed up late last night, so I woke up late this morning, and I didn't get all of the work that I wanted to get done. So after the stream, instead of going straight to bed, I'm probably gonna have to stay up to get extra work done, because tomorrow I'm supposed to be hanging out with one of my streamer friends. And it's a hangout that we've been trying to plan for like a month, and we just keep missing each other, so I can't reschedule with them. I'm probably gonna stay up and get some extra work done after the stream, but that's okay. Otherwise, very chill day. Very chill day. Actually, you know what? You've reminded me. I need to start a fight with my boyfriend when he gets home. I don't know what happened, but for some reason, my Instagram reels are flooded with tarot readers. They used to not be there, and then all of a sudden I woke up this morning and they were all over my feed. And I got curious, so I watched a couple of them. And one of these tarot reading ladies was like, oh my god, there's someone in your life that's like lying to you right now. And I was like, what? That can't be right. And I got invested like an idiot, and I watched it. And they were like, it sounds really specific, so it might not resonate with everyone, but it looks like someone in your life is lying about their job. Either they say they're going to work when they're not actually going to work, or, like, they don't make as much money as they're claiming they do, or, like, they're lying about their job somehow. And I'm like, okay, that's really weird, but, like, that's whatever. And then she pulls another card, and she goes, it's a man in your life, like, it's a man who's lying to you. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then she pulls another card and she goes, it could be a significant other or a partner. And I was like, cool, I know this isn't true because my partner wouldn't lie to me about losing his job, but for the shits and giggles, I'm gonna start a fight about it anyway. So, I had a fight with him when he gets home. I need my little OC in physical form. It is so fun. It is so fucking fun to have your product in physical form, and I'm going to show you exactly why. Like, obviously people know why. Obviously people know that it's really, really fun to have your digital little character in physical form, but I have a very specific reason why I like having them in physical form, and it's because I like to make them do stupid shit. So, I had this bit on my Instagram page where I made myself an iced coffee, and my plushie Dewdrop stole it from me, and so I put him in timeout in the corner, right? There he is drinking my coffee, and then there he is in the corner, right? And I thought that was the funniest shit ever, right? Like, unironically, I thought that was so fucking funny. And a couple of days ago, I had an energy drink, and I decided to do it again, but I did it in my Discord server this time. So you hop into the chill chat in my Discord server, and it's literally just me going, about to crack this open, I'm gonna be drinking this until stream. There's my energy drink. And then it just says, not again, with my other plushie with my drink. My drink! It's so stupid, but I fucking love it. It's something else. Like, having your OC in physical form is so healing to your inner child. You know what I mean? It's so fucking healing. Alright, hang on. I gotta make sure YouTube chat's open again because I messed shit around in order to show people everything.
It was totally worth it.
I hope it was totally worth it. You were fucking bouncing off the walls for hours. I put Rose Doodle parody cover in music. Okay, I'll check it out when I'm continuing my work after stream. What exactly is the Outback? Is it like a national park? No. No, the Outback is just the places that are too desolate for us to live. If you're in an area of Australia where there's no houses, that's the Outback, okay? Like, that's the easiest way to explain it. It's not a national park, it's not like a landmark or anything. It's literally just every part of Australia that we cannot inhabit. That's the Outback. What's my persona? I'm a Chihuahua. I am a Chihuahua. I'm bored. I originally wanted like a fox or a wolf type persona, but you know, I'm small and I'm loud and I'm very angry, so I get called a Chihuahua a lot in real life, just like as a funny haha. And I was like, I'm gonna feed into it. I am small and loud and angry. Very fluffy. Yeah. It's like my parents' Chihuahuas. They're very fluffy. Which is funny because normally when most people think Chihuahua, they don't think fluffy. They think the fucking rat-looking things, which they're also cute in my opinion. But you know, You know how it is. It's where everything's trying to kill you. Basically. Basically. Art's got many forms. Yeah, I agree. Art's got so many different forms. Right, let's see. Put her in the corner. Okay, I think that's good. The back of her hair gets kind of cut off, but I think it's better than it was before, which is like... bleh. And then in this shot, it's... I could probably literally just trace, not that. Trace like this part of her hair, because she's just turning to face, Hayden, our homeboy. A little traumatized mini bombini. Out back, beyond the back. That sounds like a horror film. Beyond the back. I'm just really sad that we haven't gotten... Like, I'm not a big Pokemon fan, but I think the fact that there hasn't been a Pokemon region based on Australia is just such wasted potential. 1 second, chat. Alright, I'm back. I've seen that art. What artist? What artist? What are we talking about? I'm lost now. I was gone for 2 seconds, Chad. What's a mouse that walks on 2 legs? Are you talking about, Gotta double check myself. Are you talking about a... No, you're not talking about that creature. I don't remember. No, they don't walk on 2 legs. I just double checked it. They're very cute though. Oh, no. Do they? No. Oh my god, their legs are so long though. Sorry, chat, you don't know what I'm looking at. I'll show you. Mickey Mouse? That's dumb. I was looking at Bilbies. How cute are they? If I wasn't a Chihuahua, I would probably change my Sona to a Bilby. They're so cute. How cute are they? Look at the little snoot and the big ears and the... Aww. Aww, they look like baby kangaroos sometimes. Like little tiny kangaroos. They're so cute. I love me a little Bilby. Alright. Back to it. Sorry, chat. I'm out of tea, so my throat's really sore now. Bilbo cosplay. Oh, you know what I'm thinking of now? I'm thinking of Blinky Bill. Does any people in my chat know what Blinky Bill is? I don't know if that's just an Australian thing or like if that's something that aired internationally. I haven't the faintest. Yes, yes, the koala, Blinky Bill. Yep, that's the one. I used to be kind of scared of that show as a kid. I have no idea why. I think it's because the evil circus people were trying to put them back in the circus. I used to be really scared of it, and then I saw the 3D remake of it, and I was like, oh, that's kind of sad. And then I went back and watched the original one that I was scared of, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. What's the other one? Okay, hang on. I'm summoning all the Australians in my chat. Help me right now. The twin koala brothers. It was 3D, but it looked like it was clay, stop motion. They wore a yellow sweater and a blue sweater. They were not inventors, but like tinkerers. And they lived in the outback, and they had a plane. can see it so vividly in like my mind's eye, but I can't remember what that show was called for the life of me. Oh, that one sounds familiar? Okay. I don't know what the name was. I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna move her shoulders forward a bit. I might have to Google that one. Oh, that's right. I don't have my phone. I left my phone on the couch. 1 second. I have so many. My phone has absolutely blown up. There we go. I left it alone for 2 hours. Alright, hang on. I'm gonna find this. Twin Koala Brothers with Plane. Oh, it was literally just called the Koala Brothers. Okay. It was just called the Koala Brothers. Okay, chat. You need to see this. Hang on. I actually really liked this show as a kid. The Koala Brothers. I'm gonna play. Their theme song is only a minute long, so I hope it doesn't get me like demonetized or whatever. Not demonetized. I'm not even making money to be demonetized, but I hope it doesn't get me blocked.
If you're in trouble and you need someone to help you out, there's no need to whistle and there's no need to shout. Hey, 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 help is on its way. Call the Koala Brothers, call the Koala Brothers, call the Koala Brothers, call the Koala Brothers. If ever things go wrong and don't work out the way you planned, there's no need to worry, they'll always lend a helping hand. Hey, 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 help is on its way.
It's the Koala Brothers.
Frank, Buster, you've got to help me.
Sure, we're here to help.
Call the Koala Brothers, call the Koala Brothers, call the Koala Brothers, call the Koala Brothers, help is on its way.
I loved the Koala Brothers so much. I loved the Koala Brothers. And the thing is, I think at the time I discovered and like fell in love with the Koala Brothers, I think I was a little too old. I think I had passed the target age demographic, but I loved them. Haven't seen this since I was a kid. Hello, Miriam. Welcome in. Miss me some good old stop motion. Yeah. Another one that I remember is, I wasn't, like, obsessed with this one, but I do remember this one very vividly. Bottle Top Bill, The Adventures of Bottle Top Bill and his best friend Corky. I remember those ones. I wasn't obsessed with those, but I used to, like, whenever they were on, I would take a minute to watch them. That one was really fun, because it was, like, you know, they grabbed, like, little bits of rubbish and, you know, little bits and bobs, and they would make shit with them. That was really fun. I like that show. Little Robots. That name doesn't ring a bell, but let me have a look. Oh my god, yeah! Holy shit, yeah, Little Robots! Okay, hang on. I totally forgot about this show. I completely forgot about Little Robots. Oh my god, that's so cute. I have never seen this before. It's very cute. It's very cute. Again, not one I was obsessed with, but very cute. Rubber Dubbers. That one does sound vaguely familiar. Rubber Dubbers. No, I don't know what this one is. The name was familiar, but I don't know what this one is. Do I just, like... I'm gonna keep doing my art in the background, but do you guys just want to watch a bunch of old, like... bunch of old TV show intros?
rubber, splish, splash, splish, splosh. Here come the rubber dubber, splish, splash, splosh. Here's Tom.
Floshy.
Rubber dubber, Finbar. Splish, splash, splosh. Terrence. Rubber dubber, Ramona.
Reg and Ophelia. Here come the rubber dubber, splish, splash, splish, splosh.
Here come the rubber dubber, splish, splash, splosh. Here come the rubber dubber, splish, splash, splosh.
Never seen that one before. Didn't know what that one was. Eco Pico. I haven't heard of that one either. Hang on. Eco Pico or Eco Eco? Oh no, Eco Pico. It is a thing. Oh, in the night garden. Okay, I don't. Is this the one you're talking about? What is this? Okay, I don't know what that is. I don't think that's the one. Hang on, I'm gonna put on Macapaka though. I'm putting on Macapaka, the ultimate disabled girl. Love him.
Macapaka. Hello.
I remember showing that to my boyfriend at like a dinner, a family dinner, because my my siblings and I, my youngest sibling loved In the Night Garden. The rest of us were too old for it, but for some reason all four of us are obsessed with Macapaka. And I remember showing my partner the Macapaka song at a family dinner, and he was like, what the fuck even is this? Oh, a blue creature with the white blanket. Are you talking Iggle Piggle from the Night Garden? Because he's blue, but he has a red blanket. Are you talking about this one? Iggle Piggle?
Yes, my name is Iggle Piggle. Iggle Piggle, Wiggle, Nickle, Diggle. Yes, my name is Iggle Piggle. Iggle Piggle, Nickle, Wiggle, Woo. Hello, Iggle Piggle.
Iggle Piggle was the face of In the Night Garden, but he's such a fucking bitch, dude. Like, we hate Iggle Piggle in this house. I'm joking, of course. It's an exaggeration, but like, Iggle Piggle overrated, Macapaka based. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh my god. I'm too old to have opinions on kids shows like this. I'm too old for this shit. Oh my god, no, I do remember Pocoyo. I do remember Pocoyo. Okay, one more, chat. One more. I remember Pocoyo. Apparently Pocoyo is still going, and there's like a girl protagonist to go with him now. I don't want a full episode, I just want the intro. I don't want to watch a full episode of Pocoyo. Okay, I think this is the original. Alright. We've had our fun. We've had our nostalgia trip. We've had our God, I feel old now. Our moment has passed. There, music is back. My parents still talk to us about Pocoyo. Really? That's wild. Apparently, I don't remember this, because my first memory was, actually, I was like 2 years old and we went to a butterfly garden. I remember that. But like my first core vivid memory that doesn't feel like a fever dream, that I can actually like solidly picture, is sitting in front of a box TV on the ground playing Sonic the Hedgehog. So I don't remember this, but apparently when I was a baby, I was absolutely fucking obsessed with Blue's Clues. Which is the funniest thing, because again, as a kid, Blue's Clues was my entire personality, but I don't remember any of that, so I actually don't have all that deep of a connection to Blue's Clues. But also, whenever I happen to see it on my feed, I always take time to stick around and actually, like, watch it and engage with it, because, like, I don't know, I might not remember it, but apparently that's a core part of who I was as, like, a literal fetus, so I'm gonna pay respects to it at least. Yep, that was my show as a kid, as a baby, baby. It also took me way too long to realize that my first anime ever was Astro Boy, the 2003 Astro Boy, because at the time I didn't know what anime was. And then when I did discover what anime was, I didn't think about Astro Boy. I thought about, you know, what anime was at the time. So I used to tell everyone that, like, my first anime was, like, Naruto, back when I was, like, 11. But no, my first anime was actually Astro Boy, and I would have been 5? I would have been about 5. I used to hate going to school in the mornings, some days, because I would have to leave the house to go to school in the middle of an Astro Boy episode. It was tragic. And I said this a lot in uni, and it still reigns true. If I had to work on a reboot project instead of, like, an original project, there are only 2. Yeah, there are only 3 IPs that I would really, really want to work with. Obviously, Sonic the Hedgehog, that's, like, you know, that's a given. That's no shock to anyone. The second one would be Professor Layton. I would love to work on something in the Professor Layton universe. And the third would be Astro Boy. Those 3. I'm not really interested in working with any other IP. Your baby show was Bear in the Big Blue House. I really enjoyed Bear in the Big Blue House. That was a really good one. I do also remember Thomas the Tank Engine. I didn't watch a lot of Teletubbies as a kid. I just don't think I had access to it. But I'm kind of glad I didn't. The show's scary. The show's scary. Whoops. I gotta look at her in context to Caden. I think that's fine. I think that works. First memories being held by my aunt at night in my grandma's house, watching cars pass by. Aww. That's actually a really nice memory. I like that. I have a memory from when I was a kid that always makes me laugh every now and again. And I bring it up to my sister on rare occasion too, because it's a memory about me and my sister. And I don't think she thinks it's as funny as I do, but she also thinks it's funny. We used to play Sonic 2 a lot together. I was always Sonic, of course, and she was always Tails, and she would always sit there, only really half playing, because her main priority would be eating the bowl of baked beans that my mum gave her. My sister used to fucking love baked beans, oh my goodness. And one time, she looked at me, and she goes, Silv, I want to be Sonic this time. I want to play as Sonic. And there's a 4-year age gap between my sister and I, so I would have been maybe like 8 at the oldest. My sister would have been about 4. And obviously, I want to give my sister what she wants, because I was super excited to have a sibling to do shit with. But I also knew that Sonic was like anyone who's played Sonic 2, like the traditional Sonic 2 knows, like, how Tails works versus how Sonic works, right? If you're playing as Sonic, you gotta actually play the game, right? And I was like, oh, I don't know. You might not like playing as Sonic. And she got really upset. I don't remember if my mum got involved or if I decided of my own accord to give her the controller. But eventually I gave her the Player 1 controller and she was playing as Sonic. And I told her, I was like, you can play as Sonic, but you're not gonna like it. Like, I promise you, it's different to playing as Tails. It's not gonna be as fun. And I gave her the controller, and she lasted a full maybe 2 minutes, and then she looked at me with these really, really sad puppy eyes, and she goes, I wanna play as Tails again. And I was trying not to laugh at her, and I was like, okay, you can play as Tails again if that's what you really want. It was very cute. Video games were never really my sister's thing, but she always, even as a kid and like as we got older, she always took time to do shit like that with me. I fucking love my sister, dude. First memories in my bed watching my dad play an old NASCAR game. Oh, that sounds fun. I remember the playroom in Grandma's house was the haunted room. Jeez. Oh, why am I not surprised? I played video games with my dad. My parents didn't really play a lot of video games with me. They also didn't show up to a lot of my school events. And like, as a kid, I was upset by that, you know? Like, obviously, you're a kid by yourself, you know, you don't have any siblings, you don't have cousins come by very often, it's just you and your parents, and they don't really spend an awful lot of time with you. And as a kid, it did really upset me. But as I got older, I realized that, and I didn't realize this until after I left their place. Like, I stopped living with them, by the way, so it took a while to realize this. But my parents, I've talked about it on stream before, my parents were actually really, really poor when I was a kid. For a very, very long time. And they just did a really good job at hiding it. Either that, or I was too stupid to pick up on it. And so I was upset because they weren't, like, coming to my school events, they weren't sitting down to play video games with me, like, whatever, this, that, and the other. But, like, the reason why they weren't doing that is because they were trying to figure out how they were gonna, like, how they were gonna afford to live the next week, you know? And the video games were kind of supposed to be a way for me to entertain myself so that they could get their shit sorted out, you know? And so as a kid, yeah, it made me really upset, but as an adult, now that I kind of know the situation that they were in at the time, like, yeah, it still hurt me as a kid, but it's not something I can blame them for. So I didn't get to play a lot of video games with my dad. I didn't get to play any video games with my dad. There was one occasion where we got Crash Bandicoot working. This was many, many, many years later. I think I was in high school. We got Crash Bandicoot working. And my mum, before she, like, met my dad and, like, got super serious and stuff, actually did occasionally play video games. And she was very, very good at Crash Bandicoot. And so we had a very rare, like, family bonding day where we would all sit down. We were all taking turns playing Crash Bandicoot. And basically the gimmick was, like, when you die, you pass the controller on to someone else. And then when my mum got the controller, like, that was it. No one else played the rest of the day. Like, she was actually very good. As a kid, I'd crash my cars in Need for Speed. I never played games like Need for Speed as a kid. I remember one day, I was on our Xbox, which was, like, hacked and had, like, ROMs on it and stuff. And I got really bored of the games that I had to play, because on the Xbox, I only had Battle for Bikini Bottom, Shrek 2, and the Sonic the Hedgehog Mega Collection. I don't think I had anything else for me on that Xbox. I think everything else was, like, my dad's games. Which he didn't even get to play that much because, again, poor, needed money, lots of work. So I remember one day I was home in the living room, completely unattended by myself. I don't remember where my mother was. I'm pretty sure she was home. She just wasn't in the living room with me. And I got really bored of the same, like, 3 games that I had. And I remember going through the rest of the games collection to see what else there was. And I didn't know what this was at the time, but as soon as I say the name of the game, some people are gonna be like, oh my god. I found a cute little game on my dad's Xbox called, I think it was Dead or Alive, a beach volleyball day. And And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. What's that? Beach volleyball. That sounds like that could be fun. And there were so many boobs. And to be fair, as a kid, I didn't understand the appeal. I was like, what's going on here? Like, what is this? I also discovered that the older you said your age was, the more boob physics there were. I didn't understand why. I didn't understand why boob physics was something that people wanted. I was just like, huh, that's really weird. And I played like 2 mini games, and then I couldn't understand the game, and I crashed. I didn't crash it, but I like turned it off, and I was like, man, this game's boring. Sorry, I was taking a sip of my tea. My tea is empty. I was having a sip of my water after that story. Because, you know, my god. What year did Undercover come out? I have no idea. I haven't the faintest idea. I don't play those games, I'm sorry. What time is it? Oh, we haven't got much time left. I haven't gotten as much of this project done as I would have wanted to, but at the same time, like every time I do an art stream, I don't end up getting as much work done as I normally would. So this is just kind of what I expect these days. But that being said, I do have a couple of things that I'm supposed to do tomorrow that I actually want to do tonight. Because I don't think I'll have time to get to them tomorrow. At least, well, I mean, I will have time to get to them tomorrow, but like, you know, I just want them done tonight to make tomorrow, when I hang out with my friends, just a little more stress-free. That, and I need to pee, like, again. There's also a ghost that wanders around the outside and looks through windows and sometimes walks into the rooms. Ugh. That sounds awful. Actually, I think I want the sleeve to come in this shot. Doesn't really make much of a difference. I just want it to do that this time. Just so you can see, like, the inside. I feel like maybe should not come down as low, possibly. And then maybe, like... yeah, whatever. I'm sure that's fine. Oop. He died in the 50s off the second story roof. He was a handyman. Oh, that's kind of cool. Alright. I might end stream once I finish this still. Just because, yeah, I gotta pee again. There's some extra work that I want to get done after this. But I also want to go to bed at, like, not midnight tonight, because, like, I'm just tired. So, once I finish this still, we might call it quits. We might wrap up. Then I can have everything I want. My work can be done, I can go to bed not late, and everyone's happy. The work that I need to get done is not stuff I can do on stream either. I mean, I could do it on stream, but it's kind of, like, boring, question mark. I just gotta pick which clips from this week's, like, streams are good enough to go onto the Twitch clip page. And then maybe get started on some of the cleaning that I gotta do tomorrow, but we'll see how far we get. tits are so unrealistically huge. Maybe I should downsize them a bit. Maybe we should pull them in. They were like the size of her head, which I know is a thing that happens, but my character's heads are very big, so like, you know, that's a bit better. Her chest just gets bigger and bigger every shot she's in, and then eventually she's just all tits. Might pull this up a little higher, make it a little smaller. That's the other thing, her hair also gets longer every shot. There we go. That doesn't look too bad, I'm sure it's fine. Oh no, I don't want that. I want, yeah. What have I done? I've gotten through maybe like a quarter of this character's stills. I'm looking at the timeline. Maybe not a quarter? Hang on. I can actually figure it out. I can do the math because I have what frame number this is and then the total number of frames. So I can do the math and figure it out. But if I do that, I'll probably get upset. There we go. Actually, not there we go, not yet. I'm gonna make this a bit smaller. Actually, no, make it bigger again, but make it like thinner. Pull it down a bit more. And lower this as a result. That's better. Alright. I'm gonna end stream now, and then I'm gonna go pee, and then I'm gonna get my work done, and then I'm gonna get sleep, and it's gonna be a beautiful night. So, thank you everyone so much for hanging out with me. I know it's not a typical art stream. I'm sure people prefer art streams when I'm working on one piece, and you can see, like, from start to finish, the piece progress. I know we're, like, watching someone make an animatic is probably a lot different. But thanks for hanging out with me regardless. I had fun. I really hope I can finish this on time. We'll see how that goes. Stay warm, stay cozy, stay toasty. If you sneezed during the stream at any point, bless you. Remember, November 19th is when the Fairy Tale pilot drops. If you're interested, there is a premiere open and ready to go. And I'll see you guys next week. Good night, everyone.